Very good.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, he was meant to be 6 and then he became 5. That's included the travel from Queensland too, which was good. Minor cakes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, hello? It's an Aussie Bulldog. Oh, lovely. Hey. Hello. Hello. Say hi. Love your eyes. Love your eyes. Pretty cute, aren't you, George? Hey, that's cute. Loves attention, don't you? Yeah, you do. Yeah. Loves love, he doesn't care. Yeah, no, he does. Oh, you're right.
change of coach, a change of personnel. Had to very much back the youth in, which has been a big, focus by Chris Maple. And then more or less to get some injuries at the start of the year to the likes of Paddy Simpson really detrimented their midfield to begin with. So they've started to get the best cattle back to the ranks, and then unfortunately it's like they get one soldier in, one soldier out at the moment.
Well, Sam, we know full well that Sebastopol went ever so close to securing last year's Ballarat Football Netball League Senior Premiership in a cracking contest, albeit weather impacted there at Mar Stadium last season. What have they done this season to build towards remedying that situation and perhaps turning things around and holding the spoils aloft at the end of the season?
Yeah, I think the focus has been to really improve the outside ball movement. I mean, known for the inside tough work, sometimes not overly pretty the way the Borough go about their footy, but this year it's been all about adding the class, and we'll get an opportunity to see that today with a couple of ex-St Joey boys and the likes of Nick Sanders and the late inclusion in Jesse Clark.
Yes, well, you make mention of Jesse Clark. You might like to, for the benefit of our listeners and viewers, take us through some of what he's achieved throughout the course of the year, because he has at different times turned on some pretty good football down there at Werribee.
Yeah, of course, played most of his footy at Werribee this year. He's featured once already for the Borough back as early as round 2 against Melton. And then coming back through injury concerns, gets an opportunity to play here at Sebast today, and with Werribee in a very good position in the VFL situation. Another game next week potentially, could qualify for the finals to the back end for Sebast, which would be a massive, inclusion for them for their finals campaign.
And some of these fringe players that come and go because of higher duties at different times, what do they bring to the Borough? What is going to enable them to elevate Sebastopol's performances heading towards finals?
Yeah, it's always been about roles at Sebastopol, and that's sort of been their game plan, I guess. It's not about your top 6, it's about your bottom 6 and what they bring to the table. So it's, where it's defending, locking down a defender of some sorts with some forward pressure, or more or less it might be just even your own ability to find a little bit of loose footy on the outside. So that's the importance for the Borough. If their bottom 6 plays well, they play well and they win games of footy that way.
Just a few minutes away from the beginning of the first quarter, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you at 3 great locations across Ballarat, soon to get underway. The weather conditions have seen a lot of water pooling around the ground, and no doubt the ground has actually taken a fair bit. I just wonder if you've had the opportunity to venture out there and tell us how it looks.
Yeah, I mean, the ground surface seems to be in pretty good condition, considering the amount of rain that we've had in Ballarat over the recent weeks. I mean, nice and green, holding up, a little bit sloppy at one end of the field, but at the end of the day, pretty much perfect conditions, and with a light breeze blowing this afternoon, whereas I can't imagine it to be too much impacting the standard of footy.
And at different times today, Alex Brown will join us boundary side and update us on how things are out there at Marty Bush Reserve. And I must say, historically, Ballarat grounds across the course of winter would become very, very heavy, and what we've found in recent times, some fantastic improvements, and as a consequence, better football.
Yeah, most certainly, Wes, and the work to improve the grounds has actually improved the clubs. I mean, you look at Sebastopol. Look at the last couple of seasons, one playing a couple of grand finals, Ballarat finished in the preliminary final last year, and doing well in the rebuild this year with some kids and some good facilities to facilitate some junior development.
Borough's moving into position in anticipation of this game here in the Ballarat Football Netball League, and now so too the Swans moving into position. And given the fact that
well, it's one of the shorter ways home, Sebas. I mean, it's all about owning the corridor. If you can get the ball through the middle, you can score quite heavily and quite quickly. So that would be, I guess, the plan for either side going from the attacking end of the field, but also if they can get the footy on the outside on the broadcast side here this afternoon, and they'll also find a short way home. Not very deep pockets, pretty easy to score from there as well. So no impossible angles to speak of this afternoon, Wes.
Looking forward to some highlights today too, Sam. We're looking for the Total Tools goal of the day and the Hewitt and Whitty mark of the day. So let's hope there's some spectacular football that can excite us. The players are pretty much in position now, umpire with ball in hand as we head towards the first quarter. Thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you at 3 great locations across Ballarat. Umpires just moving into position. And we're about to get things underway. Sebastopol versus Ballarat. Sebastopol going to the north here at Marty Bush Reserve. Here's Sam Young.
So big fly early by Pounding. That dominant fist there by Kirby brings it down off the square. Coming through was Keeble, attacking the ball at full velocity. Ball spills out in the contest. Liston in and under. Sharks at the handbars out, but it's only going to find its way towards Luke Keel on the broadcast side. Knocks it to his own advantage. Has support behind him. Good chase in earnest there by Simpson, and he got him. And will be rewarded holding the ball. So opportunity for clear possession coming the way of Simpson.
Short worm-burning kick by Simpson. Spots up his Ballarat teammate, who moves it on now by foot. Centre wing, it's a 2-on-1 situation, and the mark's taken by Kirby. So Kirby looks inboard. This is Cassidy, the Henderson medal winner of a couple of seasons ago. Running onto it now is Fletcher. Moves it forward. Kick around the body from Hugo Pat. Can he kick the goal? And he does! Gets things underway for Sebas. The Borough have burst through with the first major of the game. And thanks to Ballarat's cheapest cars, the scoreboard reads Sebastopol 1-6. The visitors, Ballarat, yet to score.
Yeah, classy finish by Hugo there inside forward 50. He's been the swing man for the Borough in recent seasons. We've seen him down back, we've seen him up forward. This season, he's got 28 goals to his name and a wonderful finish around the body from about 45 metres out or so in the opening couple of minutes, Wes.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Hugo Paps getting things going for Sebastopol. Very exciting player, as you've made mention. Here's the big boys going at it once again. Powling up against Kirby. Ball to ground. Running onto it now is Latch. Overruns the footy. Sebastu move the footy forward. Here's an opportunity emerging. Oh, no. Dropped by Widgery. Doubling back. Tries to get a handball away. It was a questionable sort of handball on that occasion. The umpire said it was okay to go. Little kick off the ground. Travels only so far as Toby Hutt. A couple of metres. Little kick towards a teammate and Wilkinson. He takes the mark. Some 35 metres out from goal, directly in front. And now the opportunity for a second Sebas goal within the opening minutes of our game.
Yeah, nice lateral move by the big man there, Toby Hutt. Would keep his feet and square one up to Jake Wilkinson. Had a lease of life as a forward in recent weeks. Comes in from 40, kick is on its way. It's a good strike of the boot, and it holds the line and pops between the two big sticks. The Borough got the perfect start in their books. 2 goals straight. Makes it 12. Ballarat yet to score.
Yeah, impressive start by the Borough. They've done superbly.
And you had to think with, I guess, Ballarat's outs this afternoon with no Hooper, no Mellington, just to name a couple. The start was going to be important for the Swans to get the fast start and go on the other way, which will settle any slight nerves that the Borough faithful would have had here today after Ballarat caused the upset last week win over Redan.
Indeed.
So we get back underway here with Kirby and Powling to continue their duel. It's going to be a fascinating one to watch all afternoon, the two big boys. Kirby won this one down as far as Liston. Shapes on his non-preferred sides and drives Ballarat into attack for the first time today. Off hands, ball hits the deck. Opportunity for the Swans inside forward 50. Numbers do favour the Borough. Lockyer trying to keep it. Good smother by the Swans. And they're about to actually control some territory for the first time today. Hold it up about 35 metres. Inside forward 50, deep in the left forward pocket.
Just 6 minutes travelled on the D2E gym time clock. As the ball's thrown in now, Kirby, front position, palms it down. Could have been a high tackle. In fact, it was just a hold, and it's going to go the way of Sebas deep in the right back pocket. It is Latch. Now moving by hand, Keel. Nice short kick, spots up Hutt. Hutt moves it through the corridor, although just overcooks that one on that occasion. It's taken by Noah Drever.
So Drever to reload in the centre of the Marty Bush Reserve. Played on, but had nowhere really to go. Decides to swing it back towards Perry, our traditional centre half back. Looks to come broadcast side, keeps it low, trying to pierce the pass. Lockyer read it best off the boot. Maybe got some high attention. Will be rewarded with the free kick. So the captain, Tony Lockyer, loads it up inside 50 one more time. Looking for the leader, Keeble, who marks on his chest. Inside forward 50, 45 out directly in front.
Well, we may well get a fair run of Ballarat's cheapest cars additions to the scoreboard today. Obviously, the way Sebas are playing, moving the ball very efficiently, aren't they?
Most certainly, and just a piercing ball from the captain Lockyer inside 50. And you know, James Keeble's season's been injury interrupted, of course. Hasn't been able to really string back-to-back games. Played last week, gets a second run here. Want to do his hopes well with lining up directly in front from 45 metres out. Kicks on its way, it's straight through the middle again. And thanks to Ballarat's cheapest cars, the scoreboard reads 3 goals straight. Sebastopol 18, still to the Swans yet to score here, Wes.
Well, let's go boundary side for UPS. to Alex Brown, and the ground seems to be holding up pretty well despite the fact that the region has seen a fair bit of rain across the course of recent days.
Yeah, it does. Good to be with you, Wes and Sam. The sun's trying to come out of the clouds there and give us a good afternoon of football. Good to see the Borough really kicking off, and they've obviously come out with a bit of a mission here to put Ballarat to the sword early.
Thanks, Alex. Ball to ground, opportunity for the Swans. Absolutely no hesitation for players from both sides to attack the footy. Awkward sort of kick forward by Cassidy, picked up by Keeble. Quick handball to the benefit of Kirby, and the mark taken by Toby Hart, 25 metres out from goal, 45-degree angle. And just a little reminder there on that occasion to Sam Fisher that his man got away from him once again by one of the Sebast players. And now Toby Hutt will have a shot on goal and look to add another on the Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard. So Hutt, he comes in now, kicking to the northern end of Marty Bush Reserve. It's a nice kick off the boot, although he just started it out right, and that's exactly where it finished. So on the Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard, Sebastopol 3-1-19. They lead Swans yet to score, and we have gone some 8 minutes on the D2E gym time clock.
Swans look to go short into the pocket, find Drever. He'll mark. Racks him up in season 2023, the youngster, averaging close to 27 disposals a game. Now opportunity to load our defence. High ball towards centre wing. Perry, the natural target, flies early. Good fist there by Bambury. Got down towards his great mate Mobile. Off to Kirby. Steadies from 48. Lines up the goals. And this is near side. Almost a big opportunity for the big fella to hit the scoreboard early. And according to Ballarat+RD17, the scoreboard reads 3-2-20. The Swans still yet to score.
Well, I reckon the crowd reaction seems to infer there's a bit of a cult figure in Kirby as the kick comes from the Swans to the commentary side of the ground. Mark not taken, but clean work by Nick Robinson. He might get it back here. Quick kick forward from the young Swans towards the right half back. Mark not taken. Bobbled around. Kick from Sebas. Here's an opportunity. Front position was with Wilkinson. Had the ball fisted away. Now the Swans are out. Here's an opportunity for Mooney. Puts it into the path of his teammate in Perkins. Perkins leads his rivals to the footy, but the Sebas boys do very well indeed. And now the cross, and it looks like Cassidy will bring the ball forward for Sebas.
Yeah, looks to share there with Lockyer. On the bench side, centre wing, flicks over top towards Forbes. Just seem to have numbers in waves at the minute, the Borough, as it kicks towards half forward and towards Hutt. He marks 50 out from goal. Looks to go quickly. Saw Widgery square, the big fella Powling getting back to add some support. Perry over top, knocked it down. Ball spills free. Widgery with a quick snap on goal is across the face and out on the full. No score registered there. But again, the Borough just continue to find loose players everywhere on the transition.
The Borough picking a pocket there on that occasion. I think the Swans thought they had that opportunity to clear, but they did very well indeed. And that kick to the right forward pocket just carried a little overcooked, and so it's going to be Drever to clear. Mark not taken. Hutt had an opportunity. Sebas kick it forward, although they kick it forward, but they kick it wide, and it actually ends up in about the third row of cars here at Marty Bush Reserve. As we look to the Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard, Sebastopol 3-2-20. They lead Swans yet to score.
Just got to find some momentum here, Ballarat, and maybe just a bit of slow tempo, possession game. Try to get some of the better ball users to find the footy.
I think they have been drawn into Sebas's rabid movement of the football forward, haven't they?
They've been caught on the outside a little bit too much for, I'm sure, Chris Maples liking down in the coach's box. So he'll be Quinlan. Dance around a would-be tackler. Left foot kick will go towards true centre wing. Kirby flies over top, couldn't complete the mark for the Borough. Spills out, hand pass will find its way towards Ben Hutt. Partially smothered as it makes its way forward. Flying high over the top was Prendergast trying to steal that one. Dummett, up to meet the contest, will lock up Liston, who's always traditionally in and under for the Swans. Wrapped up going nowhere on the defensive side of centre wing.
20-point margin enjoyed by the home side. Kirby Powling wins it down on this occasion, trying to burst through the pack. The Swans sweeping handball out with the advantage of Paddy Simpson. And then his Swans teammate is heavily wrapped up in the tackle, and there's no escaping that. There's a player behind play down. Looks like it might be Bailey Veal. We'll get Alex Brown to keep an eye on that one, just in case there needs to be some sort of movement on the bench. Here's an opportunity for the Swans to move forward, but it's taken once again by Sebas. They just seem to have the answers back there deep in defence. Handball out to the advantage of Clark. He couldn't take it, but now they do move it forward. They kick towards the half-forward flank. Hutt sets himself, but the Swans, the mark's spilt there, despite positioning themselves well. There's Perry, kick forward to centre wing, and a really nice mark taken on that occasion by Fraser Perkins.
So an opportunity for the Swans to build from true centre wing. Had to work a long way up the ground, heads Perkins to get this footy. High ball down the line. Looking for McGrath. Nice ball there by Snowden as he gets it out of play. We might just head down to the boundary line, thanks to our good friends at UPS, to Alex Brown. Any update there on Bailey Veal?
Bailey Veal, he looks like he copped a bit of a knock there in the rib cage, but he's a tough cookie. He's straight back up and he's waved the trainer off, so he'll stay out there.
That's Sebas working in defence. Fine latch. Over the top, should find the target Ben Hart, who has Lockyer further if he wants. Decides to share his brother and Toby. Didn't know the tackle from Simpson was coming. Crunching tackle, holding the ball. And free kick for the Swans. Opportunity for the drive inside 50.
Simpson finds the short option on, and it's Nick Robinson. So Robinson with a little looping pass over the top there on that occasion just opened the door to the Sebas defenders, and they are equal to the occasion because here's Ben Hutt. Gets it off to Medwell. Medwell one way, then the other. Sweeping handball once again. Not taken by Snowden. Eventually it looks like there's an opportunity for Sebas to clear, and it's through the agency of Lockie Cassidy. Cassidy will get it back from Chase Dummett. Now kicks forward to right half forward flank. Keeble's in position over the top of him, taken by Kirby, or is it taken by Kirby? Tried to kick it off the ground there on that occasion. Here's Keeble. He gathers possession, tries to evade a tackle, goes to ground. The Swans with a kick forward, hardly any distance travelled. Dummett sits underneath it, gets a little kick away, puts it out wide, and the mark's taken by Adam Forbes. Some 35 metres out from goal. It was a little bit scrappy there on that occasion by Sebas, but nonetheless effective.
Seems to just be weighted numbers again, Wes. I mean, forward to centre. The Borough continue just to play pro footy, get out the front of the contest, and Forbes is rewarded with a shot on goal here.
So Forbes comes in very close to the man on the mark, pops it up nice and high, just pushes it to the left. Through for a minor score. Sebas 3-3-21 on the Ballarat's cheapest cars scoreboard. Ballarat Swans still searching for their first score of the game, and we have travelled some 14 minutes on the D2E gym time clock.
So the VFL listed Tristan Maple will bring this in and go short. Finds Perry. Deep in the heart of his defence, will go laterally back towards Maple. Wasn't a great kick. It's going to put him under all sorts of pressure. Slipped over, handball over top. Gets Perry. Wilkinson was bearing down on him with the tackle, and the Borough now lock things up deep inside forward 50. But again, Ballarat just unable to exit on clean ferocity. A couple of lateral kicks. And then in the end, we'll get a ball in. As the umpire's going to play a block in the ruck against Kirby. Powling will be able to reload, so an escape for the Swans deep in their own defence.
So the first quarter brought to you by APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you at three great locations across Ballarat. Powling kick towards defensive half back. Hutt flew. There's Maple at ground level. Heavy tackle. Umpire says I'll intervene, and we'll have a ball up. Some 15 minutes gone on the D2E gym time clock.
So once again, Kirby and Powling will continue their battle. Kirby this time was looking for Sanders, but coming through with Simpson in the way. Keel, the coach gets down and dirty. He's brought to ground the tackle. Sanders keeps it alive with a left foot kick. Mooney also dives in. Handball directly for the line. And we'll get a ball in. Defensive side of centre wing for the Swans.
So Kirby and Powling look to have gone at it throughout the course of this first quarter. It'll be interesting to see where the ruck rotations come in. Kirby front position, Powling over the top, double fists it away into the path of his teammate there in Simpson. Laying a tackle there was Nick Sanders. Ball spills out. Sebas will go forward, scrubbing sort of kick forward. It was hurried, but Wilkinson front position, bursting away now. Short kick forward, here's Keeble, sweeping handball over the top, opens up for Fletcher, kick on goal, misses to the left. Another opportunity missed for Sebas. They've been a little bit wasteful, and on the Ballarat's cheapest cars scoreboard, they move along to 3-4-22. The Swans still yet to score.
So Maple last time elected to go short. Let's see if he thinks a bit more direct with the kick in on this occasion. High ball towards the broadcast side. Mooney in front, didn't mark it. Ball hits the turf. Big tackle applied there by Keel. Had to be careful with the second motion to make sure it wasn't one of those sling tackles, but umpire said it was fine on the tackle on Gray. A ball up, 50 out from goal. Kirby and Powling wrestle again. Neither really do much with it. Latch at the back looking for Crone. Off to Lockyer. Drills it towards half forward. Off hands. Now off to Kirby. 45 out from goal. Lines up the goal face again. Another blemish to the big man in number 48 from Sebastopol. And the Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard now has it at 3-5-23. Sebastopol doing all the scoring. Ballarat yet to score.
They are indeed. Blake Quinlan has the kick-in responsibilities here on this occasion. And he just surveys the landscape in front of him. His side in deficit by 23 points. He runs from the square, kicks towards half-back. Front position there was with Robinson, spilt the mark. Ball spills free, bursting through was Latch. Got it off his teammate. Kick was partially smothered over the boundary line on the bounce. We'll have a throw in immediately in front of us in the commentary position. 3-5-23 plays no score on the Ballarat's cheapest cars scoreboard. Ballarat's cheapest cars, where there's always a bargain.
So once again, a ball inside Sebastopol's forward 50. Powling will pretty much go unopposed this time, knocks it down, Liston out the front of the contest. Right foot kick towards half forward, but it's all Sebastopol behind the footy. Clark called into it. Spins around to his natural right side. Lateral ball is an absolute beauty. Finds Banbury. Opportunity for him just to chip it over the top and share it with Dummett. Want to use the corridor at all times. Sebastopol Latch bursting through. Drills it to the heart of the goal face. Maple unable to mark. Keel weighing down. Left foot snap. Pops it through. And the Borough now have 4. And thanks to the Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard, it is 4 goals 5-29 to Ballarat yet to score.
Impressive stuff by Sebastopol once again. They're just the fluency of their movement of the football forward has been significant. It's what separated these two sides across the course of the first quarter. Brought to you by APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you with 3 great locations across Ballarat.
They just own the corridor and the territory at the minute. Sebastopol, they continue to move the ball laterally inside every opportunity they get, and behind the footy there, well, held the likes of Lockyer and Clark. Just a bit of class and experience behind there. Too much for young forwards from the Swans.
So we have seen the first ruck rotation for Sebastopol. Toby Hutt's moved into the ruck now. Here's an opportunity for them to go forward once again. Medwell works it out to the advantage of Latch. Latch with a really sky-high kick towards half forward. Sitting underneath it was Hugo Pabst, who kicked the first goal of the game here in this clash at Marty Bush Reserve. And the ball shuffled over the boundary line by the Swans. And it's just outside the forward 50, right half forward flank for the throw-in. The boundary umpire coming into effect. The umpires have hardly been noticed today, which is always a very, very good sign. Sam?
Ball back in with Hutt taking front position. Wins it down. Dummett will come away with it. Handball sharp off to Medwell. High ball towards the top of the goal square. Looking for Kirby. He's got the size. He's got the mismatch. Ball spills at the back. Swans trying to get it through. In the end, Fisher disguises the handball towards the boundary line. And the umpire said didn't disguise it enough. He's going to pay deliberate out of bounds. As we just said, Wes unnoticed, comes to the forefront on cue. An opportunity here for, well, Forbes was trying to claim it as any good small forward should. He's going to give it off to Lockie Cassidy. Back this week, steps around the corner, snaps truly. Welcome back to the Henderson medalists. And the Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard is now 5 goals 5-35. Sebastopol to the Swans, yet to score.
Cassidy, what a classy player. Wasn't that fantastic? And I would say that at this early juncture, Cassidy snapped from the pocket, up there with Pabst as a contender for our Total Tools goal of the day. Total Tools, locally owned and operated 7 days a week. You can find them open here in Ballarat.
A couple of hamstring injuries throughout the season for Lockie Cassidy, but back this week and caps off a good start with the nice goal, as you just mentioned there, Wes. And it's just all Borough at the minute here at home at the Marty Bush Reserve. 10 scoring shots to 0. It's a one-sided affair as Kennedy trying to impose himself in the contest. Might want his sign a free kick, held without it. And the veteran will have an opportunity to drive the Swans into attack.
So the Swans still looking for their first score of the game. Plenty of players flooding into the forward 50 for the Swans, claiming a mark there. Sebas, the ball quickly kicked out, and it's taken by Dummett. Dummett, one of my Favourite Sebast player is just the manner in which he approaches the footy. And there's another fantastic Sebast player in Lockie Cassidy who took the mark, caught a late bump in the back, and the umpire says, we'll bring you back 50 metres down the ground. And as a consequence, there's a little bit of action happening in the background as Cassidy steps up now. 45 metres from goal. Long kick on goal. It's a cracker,
Bit of
but
spice
just
down
to
here,
the
boys.
left.
Bit of spice here behind play. A little bit of riff-raff happening in the wing.
A little bit of a response to the Lockie Cassidy bump there, Alex.
There is, mate. Yeah, it's just been settled down now, and they're taking one of the instigators off just to have a bit of a breather, I think.
So Maple trying to clear defence, has only coughed it up as far as Lawler, 60 from goal. High balling towards the pocket. Keeble's at the back by himself. Was attached to the boot. Umpire says yes. Dribbles it from the pocket. Keeble across the face and no score required. I mean, whereas we've seen him do some special things across this competition before, you only go draw back to the grand final where he kicked 3 miraculous goals last season. Almost pulled a rabbit out and would have had, no doubt, the toe to his goal today. He had to shark that one deep in the right forward pocket.
Yeah, so that was what certainly got my adrenaline going when I saw him snap that one. I thought that might have been something special. Here's Kirby, just works his opponent off the footy, gets a scrubbing little couple of metre kick away. The ball cleared by the Swans to nowhere in particular. Keeble runs onto it. He gathers possession. He'll pump it straight back into the corridor. The mark almost taken there by Keel, knocked away at the last. Free kick paid, and it's going to go the way of Paddy Simpson. So Simpson, 40 metres from defensive goal, looking to clear for the Swans.
Goes short and wide to the outside, but to no one in particular, and hits the line out of bounds. It's just desperate times for Ballarat. They just praying for quarter time. You'd have to feel in the coach's box. Poor pass from Simpson. He's normally one of their best users. Averages at 29.5 times a game, and not his best one on this occasion, as that one went out of play and in between half forward and centre wing on the outer side, the attacking end of the ground for Sebastopol. McGrath worked his way to the front, won this one down, and he's sort of looks like he's been the change in that ruck for Powling, who's having a rest at the moment. We'll get back underway another time between McGrath and Hutt. The two pitch hit ruckman. Liston getting down and dirty, somehow manufactured the hand pass to Kennedy, off there towards Constable. On the left side, kick down the line, had Clark's name written all over it. He intercepts, looks to go corridor. In the end finds Banbury at centre half back. He'll continue on with the switch towards the broadcast side. Sanders the natural target. Kick wasn't perfect. Trying to sock it to his own advantage. It's going to run out of real estate. And we'll get a ball in between the two coaches' boxes here on true centre wing.
Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard reveals Sebastopol 5-6-36, leading the Swans still searching for their first score. Goal kickers, Pabst, Wilkinson, Keeble, Cassidy amongst them. As the ball's thrown in. Front position with McGrath. Couldn't quite take it, but the Swans do go forward with a long kick inside 50. The pack gathers around the football. There's plenty of congestion, and the umpire intervenes and says, we'll have the ball up 45 metres out from the Swans' goal, 45-degree angle.
So can the Swans just get a little bit of something to take into quarter time here as it approaches. Mooney held without it. Medwell, sharp handballs. Lawler spun without it, and in the end the umpire's going to pay incorrect disposal or a throw, however you want to read it. Be a free kick and maybe a shot on goal for the first time today for the Swans. It's going to go the way it looks like a Perkins. He'll be just outside 50. Probably doesn't think he has the leg and is looking for the leads in the pocket. Runs his full measured open at the angle, thumps the kick on goal. Then right to the goal square. Hutt off hands, couldn't complete the mark. Crone couldn't keep it alive for Sebastopol, had the numbers around the contest. Lockyer gets involved, and the Swans apply enough forward pressure there through Constable to lock things up deep inside forward 50.
25 minutes gone on the D2E gym time clock here. Deep in attack, the Swans with an opportunity for their first score. Quick snap on goal. It's across the face. And just through for the one behind the Swans. So they have, in fact, hit the scoreboard for the first time. The Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard. 5-6-36 Sebastopol leading Ballarat Swans. Just the one behind.
So Clark's the quick outlet and he marks deep in the fence. Looks to use Medwell over the top with the nice ball. So Bailey Medwell, one of the big improvers for the Borough this year. As I wrap him up, kicks into the man of the mark and goes out of play. But in the absences of the likes of Cassidy throughout the seasons, have to step inside, and his numbers look fantastic in season 2020 23, averaging 27 disposals, a big improvement from season 2022.
Boundary umpire in action. McGrath up against Hutt. Hutt works his opponent forward, takes possession, had his kick smothered, comes back to him. There's plenty of Swans players around the football. There's Chase Dummett. Laying the tackle there on that occasion was Ben Hutt. Now the ball spills out. Quick kick forward. It's a one-on-one as the ball fisted away. Defensive work there on that occasion by Wardley. Ball spills out. Keeble's in the action. So too his rival in Blake Quinlan. Ball spills to the advantage of Pabst. Pabst a snap on goal. Oh, it's a cracking snap, but it's just carrying a little too far to the left there on that occasion. Another behind for Sebas. They move along to 5-7-37 to just the one behind on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard. And Hugo Pabst, I thought a second snapping goal might have been a lovely way for them to see out the first term, thanks to APCO Cafe 24/7. We've got you at 3 great locations across Ballarat.
Maple looks to go to the outer side. Nice chiselling ball will find a chest. Opportunity for the Swans to work it over the top there through Stokes, and Quinlan continues to run on. Looked like a likely prospect of halfback, taking the mark. Waits for the cavalry to arrive down the line with a high ball. Big fly over the top there by Robinson. Umpire is paying a free kick for a hold in the front of the marking contest. It's going to go the way of Zach Maple, and he can drive the Swans into attack. So a slow but steady build-up, finds a chest. The Ballarat go inside 50, but overcook it. Nice ball there by Lockyer, brings it out of the fence. And now the Borough look to rebound on the transition. Handball at the back. Veal trapped it well, got boots of ball. Knocked it on there towards Sanders. Now opportunity for Lockyer, who sends it towards Keeble on the broadcast side. Early fly, couldn't complete the mark. Ball hits the turf, and a 2-on-1 that favours Ballarat. Wilkinson trying to lend a hand. Doesn't work out for him. Maple spun 360, got the fist away just in time. Hutt looks over the top. Opportunity here for Fletcher. Steadies, lines up, shoots, and goals. The Borough have 6 now in the opening term. The Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard reads 6 goals, 7-43. Sebastopol leading the Swans just the one behind.
Just an unrelenting build-up there on that occasion by Sebas. As much as the defensive unit of the Swans were trying to plug holes and to match the Sebas forwards as the ball was moving forward, it was essentially a task that was a little bit too overwhelming there on that occasion. Sebas just overpowering their opponents.
And their 6th individual goal kick at the start of the afternoon. It's sharing the love, if you will, here at the Borough. A good start to their day. As we're back underway here at the Marty Bush Reserve. Kirby back in the ruck and wing it down only as far as Simpson. Nice handball, flying Liston. Turns on the afterburners, hits the full forward position. Fisted away from Robinson, who was coming out of the square. Still alive for the Swans. Incorrect disposal going against them. And Sebas will take the advantage of halfback through Medwell.
And they did well to play on there. And there's the quick hands out to Hutt. He moves the ball forward. Streaming forward, kick towards the Keeble direction. He's also got his teammate there in Forbes. Ball fisted away by the Swans unit. And that is over the boundary line, some 60 metres around from the Sebas scoring zone. 6-7-43 plays just the one behind on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard. As we near the end of our APCO Cafe 24/7, we've got you at 3 grey locations in Ballarat. First term here at Marty Bush Reserve.
So 2 designated ruckman once again are Kirby and Powling. Throw-in's a little short, favours really neither man. Kirby sharked it and stole it. Drills it inside forward 50. Keeble flies early. Coming through, there's McGrath. Had his head ripped off. Be a free kick. High contact. High tackle, however you want to see it. And Ballarat will try to drive it out of defence through Mitch McGrath. Loads up a piercing ball towards centre wing. Well read by Clark, though. Left his direct opponent, took the mark. Has looked corridor bound every time he's got the football on the outside. Looks this time to load a long one towards Paps on the lead. Perkins got himself to the front, couldn't complete the mark. Ball in dispute. Hand pass it back towards Veal. Sharp gets out towards Sanders. Now Keel on his non-preferred side. Hit the fat side of the footy and went through for a minor score. And thanks to the cheapest cars scoreboard, we are 6-8-44. Sebastopol leading the Swans just the one behind.
Full 30 minutes gone here in the first term on the D2E gym time clock as the Swans look to a short option to clear. Reece Perry has it, right back pocket. Little kick further forward. Will Liston takes the mark, still inside defensive 50. So the Swans with plenty of work to do. They'll be looking for something positive to see out this first term. Kick along the line. A couple of Sebas players fly. Ball spills out to the advantage, however, at ground level of the Swans. Trying to burst through was Luke Gray. Eventually the ball's held up, and it is going to be the Swans seeing the footy over the line there on that occasion.
Well, Luke, oh boys, yeah, we've got a bit of a gash here. The co-coach, Luke Keele, looks like he's split his head open, so he's coming off as the blood rule, and he'll be replaced by Lockie Cassidy.
Alex Brown, thanks to UPS, our boundary reporter, hot on the action there, seeing the claret coming split between the eyes of Luke Keele. Tough customer, I imagine. We patched up, and the coach will be back out to lead his side. We're at the half-forward line for the Borough. One down by Kirby again. Widgery got the hands free off to Cassidy, the man that came on. Now opportunity for Veal. Oh, top to Lawler. He doesn't kick many. Lines up, and it's across the face. The defender getting forward, wanting to get involved in the limelight. It's across the face for a minor score. And thanks to the Ballarat Cheapest Cars scoreboard, it is 6-9-45. The Borough leading the Swans just a measly one behind in the minute, Wes.
15 scoring shots to 1 across this first term. It's been an overwhelming effort by Sebastopol at this particular point in time. They've had some very good seasons in recent seasons, Sebas, and it's proving to be that way again. That's a questionable option there by the Swans as they try to clear from defence, and the ball's over the boundary line, 45 metres around from the Sebas goal. So Sebas standing up today. 6-9-45, plays just the one behind on the Ballarat Cheapest Car scoreboard. And we've got Alex Brown keeping an eye on what's happening with Luke Keele as the siren sounds to end our first term. Thanks to APCO, Cafe 24/7, we've got you at 3 great locations across Ballarat. It is Sebastopol, 6-9-45, leading the visitors, Ballarat Swans, just the 1 point on the Ballarat's Cheapest Cars scoreboard. And Sam, I know you've got an intimate knowledge of both of these teams across the course of this 2023 season, and it probably has been expected that Sebas would be dominant, but as dominant as this?
Well, I mean, their pace of the footy's just been superb today, and the young Swan legs just can't keep up with them. I mean, we've seen the Borough play some fantastic footy at times in patches, and is this the start of a 4-quarter performance? Because a few of their victories, especially against lesser opposition this season, they've just been able to blow signs away early and then sort of just staggered through the game. I think it'll be the fascinating message to see if they're going to continue on this merry way from Luke Gill and Mick Columbo at the quarter-time break, because you don't get many better starts. 15 scoring shots to 1, 6 individual goal kickers, and there's really no weak link out there at the moment for the Borough.
That's right. The goal kickers, Pabst, Wilkinson, Keeble, Keel, Cassidy and Fletcher. And on the other side of a short break, we will have our boundary reporter, thanks to UPS, in Alex Brown, providing some insight into what the coaches have got to say, and also maybe a little injury update thanks to Restore Hand Therapy as to what is happening with regard to that little gash that was sustained by Luke Keele in the shadows of the first quarter. We'll be back in just a few moments thanks to Harvey Norman Ballarat and Temper Mattresses. Harvey Norman Ballarat and Temper, improving lives through better sleep. Welcome back to the second quarter here at Marty Bush Reserve 3BA football. Thanks number one ticket holder Harvey Norman Ballarat and Tempur mattresses. Harvey Norman Ballarat and Tempur, improving lives through better sleep. I'm Wes Cusworth in conjunction with Sam Young and also Alex Brown bringing you the action from Marty Bush Reserve. Our second quarter sponsor is Bluey's, your one-stop trade service. What's the slogan? Just ask Bluey. First quarter, emphatic effort by Sebastopol, Sam, and leading by 44 points.
Yeah, doing in all areas at the moment. Whereas, I mean, behind the footy, they just look so well drilled with likes of Clark and Lockyer, and through midfield, Cassidy and Medwell having a field day getting on the outside, and they just hit the scoreboard with 15 scoring shots to 1 in that opening term. And as I sort of alluded to before we close the quarter time break, it's just about I guess the Borough pulling a four-quarter performance here together.
Thanks to UPS, boundary reporter is Alex Brown. And Alex, what have you learnt at quarter time thanks to the coaches?
Yeah, boys, I joined Chris Maple's address there to his Ballarat senior side. Look, he started off with a few improvements, obviously with the contested possessions being 19-9 there. He was disappointed with that result, and also kick-outs. They were saying they were having some issues doing the short kick-out to the forward pocket. So expect them to go long on the way out there. But he did finish off with a few positives. He said the effort was there. They need to keep their feet, obviously, with the conditions. And there's actually a bit of a slight breeze as well down there, boys, on ground level.
Second quarter action, thanks to Bluey's. Here's Sam Young.
One down by Powling. Opportunity for the Swans through Kennedy. Slipped over at the crucial moment. Ball spills free. Stolen by Forbes. Right foot kick will go towards the full forward position. But as Alex down the boundary line alluded to, that breeze just starting to come into the forefront. Held up a bit. Perry in front was able to take the mark. And the Swans through Wardley looked to send it towards the outer side. Latch worked his way to the front. Stole it. Marked it, plays on, lateral kick will find Cassidy, quick hand pass, gives it off to Medwell, steadies, shoots on goal towards the goal face. Fisher getting back with the spoil, sees it through for a minor score. The Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard now has the Borough 6-10-46, leading the Swans the one behind.
Good defensive work there on that occasion by the Swans, getting numbers back. This is where they've broken down, as Alex has just explained, the message coming out of the Swans. And that's a better effort. The clearing sort of kick gets to about 70 outside of the defensive goal and the ball over the boundary line to be thrown in. Beautiful setting here at Marty Bush Reserve. Mount Buninyong in the background. And lovely area right around this Sebastopol region as the boundary umpire comes into play. It's Kirby, front position up against Powling. No decisive winner, ball to ground, taken by Forbes, wrapped up in the tackle, ball spills free. Now an opportunity moving forward for Bailey Medwell, cut off there on that occasion by Tristan Maple. Swans clearing sort of kick out towards Paddy Simpson, a little too heavily weighted there on that occasion, and over the boundary line, some 75 metres around from the goal, and Sebas will pump it inside 50 once again.
Once again, Latch from the restart. We'll bring the ball inside 50. Looking for the tall timber for the Borough. Big fist by Fisher getting up early. Perry weighing down. Hand pass finds Maple, who swings it across for the Swans as they look to share it on the outer side. Simpson at full stretch couldn't hang on between him and the boundary line. The ball has headed out of bounds and we'll get a ball in. And again, no easy exits for the Swans. Might be kicking with a slight breeze advantage to the northern end here of the Marty Bush Reserve, but can't seem to find a chest at the moment, Wes.
No, things have been cut off pretty nicely by Sebas at this point in time. Kirby front position, Powling. They both go to ground. How does the umpire adjudicate? He indicated one way, then went the other, and it's going to go the way of the big fella in Kirby. So the big number 48 for Sebas. Stixie's booted into the share and goes long. Pack forms. Ball falls to the back of the pack. Clearing kick by the Swans and taken some 45 metres from defensive goal. Little clearing kick towards Prendergast, cut off by Sebas once again. Did he play on? Umpire is going to give Sebas the opportunity. Now the kick comes towards the right half forward flank and the mark's taken by Lockyer. So Lockyer going back with a bit of intent here.
Has he got the distance here, Sam?
He's a thumping kick of the footy. Whereas into this breeze, though, he'll have to strike it nicely, I would still feel, to get it to cover the 50, 55 metres that it has to travel.
So looking for our first goal of our Bluey's second quarter here at Marty Bush Reserve. Lockyer, 45-degree angle, will step to the 50 to kick. He comes in and set sail. It's to the right. Didn't quite have the carry there on that occasion, and Powling's leap was effective in cutting it off. It was over the line for just the one behind. 6:11:47, Sebas leading the Swans just the one behind on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard.
Yeah, he said it well there, Wes. Just didn't have the elevation on the kick from Lockyer. High ball towards the broadcast sides in the Wardley direction. Won't be paid the mark, but will be paid the free kick and rewarded for playing in front. So Ben Wardley, an opportunity for the Swans to come off the half-back line. The number 31 awaits for some cavalry, I guess, to arrive. And busting up the head there is McGrath. That's where he heads. Although still the Sebas behind the footy. This time it's Ben Hart marking. The ball will have to come back because you can't take advantage from a mark. So Ben Hart looks lateral, goes inboard, finds Banbury, plays on, always looking corridor bound, kicks inside 50, waiting for the chest there was Veal, couldn't take the mark, might have slightly lost it in the sunshine as the ball hit his chest and hit the turf, and we'll get a ball up just inside 50 for Sebastopol, and thanks to Ballarat cheapest count scoreboard read 6 goals 11:47, the Ballarat leading the Swans just the one behind.
Luke Keel, boys, back out on the field as well, just taped up. He's all taped up here.
Yeah, a bit of distinctive tape just helps with the little player recognition. He's a standout player. Here's an opportunity to clear. Gray got it off to the advantage of Quinlan. Wrapped up in the middle of the ground. Sebastopol just enforce that heavy tackle there on that occasion. In fact, win themselves a free kick. So the Ballarat doing ever so nicely now through the agency of Medwell. Spots up a teammate. There's Cassidy. Cassidy now on the right. The intended target there was Toby Hutt, but it was cut off nicely by the Swans. Eventually it spills to the advantage of that player in Wilkinson, and his snap from 40 is through for a major. And the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard sees Sebastopol move along to a 7:11:53, now 52-point leaders over the Swans. And surely that is a contender for the Total Tools goal of the day.
Yeah, I'd say you're right up there, Wes. And a wonderful finish by Jake Wilkinson. Only his third goal of the season. Started the whole year in the reserves with Sebas. Thought his senior career was done. New lease of life as a pressure forward, defensive forward, and showing well he knows where the big sticks are. Lovely finish around the body, and yeah, definitely up there as one of those Total Tools goal of the day contenders.
So stretching that margin once again, Sam. Problematic for the Swans. This could be an absolute hammering the way things are travelling.
Yeah, 52 points, and the Borough aren't done yet as Powling won it down, but straight to his opposition ruckman and Kirby. Had to follow up and tackle him, so we'll get a secondary ball up to restart, and the two big fellas will go at it once again. Powling over the top, wins it down. Although Widgery went and got it first, maybe slightly held without it. The umpire waves play on. Keel went without it. Now Kirby, clean possession. Danced around the would-be tackle and said, get away, Marcus. Big stiff arm, said, see you later. Handball at the side. Borough couldn't get clean possession in the back. Winner first was Forbes. And he'll have an opportunity to drive the Borough into attack. Chips over top. Finds Keel. Lowering his eyes, looking for the lead of Hutt inside forward 50, fisted away by the Swans defence. Perry keeps the ball moving forward towards Maple. Zach trying to link up there with Tristan. Sloppy hand pass, might do all for the Borough forwards. Big tackle applied there by Sebastopol to lock things up at pretty much true traditional centre half forward. And they'll get an opportunity to continue their attack. As Powling and Kirby continue, neither ruckman touch it. Liston somehow got the handball away. Lockyer looked left, looked right, dumps it inside forward 50. Keeble was the intended target, fisted away by Perry. Keel waiting outside forward 50, trying to keep it alive, but Real Estate wins out.
And around the ground score, the game between Lake Wendouree and East Point. East Point 7-7-49, leading the Lakers just the one behind. Bearing extraordinary resemblance to our own game here, Sam.
Yeah, very much so. Thank you for that around the grounds update, Wes, as we're at the half forward line here for Sebastopol. Kirby taking front position, wins his own footy, sends it inside forward 50 in the Keeble direction. Coming through was Cassidy. Got away for one would-be tackle and somehow got booted to ball. Hart through the head back. Umpire blindsided says I'll ball things up. About 35 metres out from the attacking goal face.
Another around the ground score for you, Sam. Redan 13-4-82. Melton South just the one behind.
Yeah, good return to form for the Lions. Of course, the Swans, who we're calling today, upset them last week as they send the ball towards true centre wing. Snowden knocked it towards the boundary line for the Borough. And we're going to ball in on true centre wing on the outer side, will he? Or no, the umpire's going to pay a free kick. And the Swans look to go laterally and quickly towards Maple.
They do indeed. So here's Tristan Maple. He finds a runner. And the Swans will go forward to half forward. The intended target and the mark taken, not paid. Called the play on. Was that Simpson? Yes, it was. Here he goes. He gets the handball out to the advantage of Perkins. Goes to ground. In fact, it wasn't Perkins. It was a teammate in Smart. Eventually, Sebas. Kick partially smothered. Simpson, the no-look handball over the top there on that occasion. Didn't go anywhere in particular. That was Mooney in the action. He's been tackled and deemed to have had prior opportunity, tried to beat a tackle, and as a consequence, Sebas at half-back.
Might have got away with one there, boys. Looks like he might have copped a bit of a one to the side of the head.
Game tackling from Sebas, the beneficiaries. Paps off half-back, looks to go towards centre wing. Nice ball, finds the chest of Clark. He'll play on and look inboard. Shares it nicely with Toby Hutt. Could give it back to Clark, but decides to thump a long one towards the half-forward flank region. Cassidy did the work early, takes the mark of the juggling attempt. 55 from goal, plays on towards full forward. He wants Kirby, and he's the biggest man in the field and easy to find. Contender for Hewitt and Whitty's mark of the day. The big fella Kirby, too big, too strong, and simply too good for the Ballarat defence there. So directly in front, 15 metres out from goal. Should be no problem for Arnold Kirby. Comes in, keeps it low, pops it through. And the Ballarat Cheapest Cars scoreboard is now 8 goals, 11-59. Sebastopol leading the Ballarat Swans, still stuck on that, just one behind.
Another around the ground score, and we've got the action obviously at the big round, the MCG, Richmond versus North Melbourne. Farewell swan song contest for a couple of great Tigers. Richmond 65 leading North Melbourne 43. What about the game between Gold Coast and Carlton? I thought Carlton were the informed side in the AFL. No, Suns 49 leading Carlton 28.
Oh, Carlton.
Oh, just when you get on board the Blues. This is why we're Cat supporters here. So here we go. An opportunity for Sebas to go forward once again. Clark spills it off to the advantage of his teammate in Veal. And Veal finds James Keeble on 50. Almost directly in front. And he goes back with a fair bit of intent. The umpire's trying to push him a little bit wider. So it's just a very slight angle. But there's plenty of open goal face for James Keeble now as he comes in. He kicked one at the 6-minute mark of the first term. He runs close to the man on the mark. He sets sail for home. It's a cracking goal by James Keeble. It's his second, and it comes at the 13-minute mark of this second term. Thanks to Bluey's, your one-stop trade service. What's the slogan? Just ask Bluey. Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard says Sebastopol 9-11-65. Ballarat Swans just the one behind James Keeble, 2 goals.
Well called there, Wes, and it's just one-way traffic at the moment as we might just head down to our boundary for a water thanks to UPS. And the question I have for you, Alex Brown, is just the speed of the ball. I mean, it's just all the bar at the minute. Is that what you're noticing at ground level?
Yeah, we are, Sam. It just seems like they're running in numbers. As soon as they get it out of that contest, they are away. Ballarat are trying their best to fill the hole there in front of Toby Hutt in the forward 50, but it's only going to last so long until the floodgates might really open up.
That's Powling, wins it in a free kick in the ruck and looks to share it wide. Prendergast, the natural target, a nice handy spoil from Lockyer coming in late. Sees it out of play. The inspirational skipper, his first real injury stint in season 2023, broke a few ribs, came back last week and has looked very much at home across half-back all afternoon thus far.
Ball to be thrown in. Some 14 minutes gone on the DTE gym time clock. Second quarter thanks to Bluey's. Swans go forward. One of their deeper entries. The big fly on that occasion came from Stepnell. Ball spills to ground. Sebastopol very well to keep it in. They switch across the face of goal and they do so with great confidence and courage, and Jack Banbury takes the mark some 30 metres from defensive goal. Worm-burning kick. Threads the eye of the needle there on that occasion and finds Hutt. He plays on. He too goes forward and finds his brother in Toby. Now Toby Hutt looked to the handball option and chooses now from the centre wing to pump it long inside 50. One-on-one contest. spilt there on that occasion. Maple did very well defensively to make sure the ball went to ground, but only so far to Sebas as they stream forward once again. Thanks to Lockyer. Lockyer kicks long. A mark almost taken there on that occasion by Sebas. The Swans do very well to bring it away from the last line.
They find Fisher, will be the outlet who marks and just holds things up in his defence. Under immense pressure all afternoon thus far, young Sammy Fisher gives an opportunity for his cavalry to arrive down the line with a long ball. It's a wobbly kick. It's all got Ben Hutt's name over it. He'll intercept unopposed the mark. Wanted to go corridor bound, smothered, and in the end, free kick to the Swans and to the big man Marcus Powling. Got the smother, gives it off quickly. Perkins on his natural side will go with the left foot kick towards half forward. Doesn't hit the chest, bounces in front of the intended target there in Stepnell, who's seen over the line by Jack Banbury. Will get a ball in 55 from goal. But at the right in the field for Ballarat is still yet to get a major in this game, Wes.
Got to find the positives in the Swans today too, and I like Stepnell's athleticism. I think he's actually a real likely type. I look forward to seeing some good things from him moving forward. Ball thrown in, front positions with Kirby. Powling does well to fist it away. Ball comes out now, opportunity for the snap on goal, and it's a goal to the Swans. And the player in question is Kennedy. Kicks the first major, and it certainly brings the crowd in front of us, the Swan supporters that have gathered alight, as the scoreboard now reads, Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard says the Swans have moved along to 1-1-7, but they trail Sebastopol 9-11-65.
Yeah, classy finish there from Daniel Kennedy. Injury interrupted 2023, missed the first half of the season, and four-time best and fairest winner at the Swans does kick the first goal of the day, and a contender with the total tools goal of the day with a lovely finish from 40 on his preferred left side.
Last season, Sam, for Kennedy or not?
Well, that'll be the interesting point that I guess will be asked in the off-season between Daniel and Ballarat, but they need some experience still around this young Swans unit. It's back with the footy action, trying to clear from the contest. There was Veal, but Liston, the big tackle, wraps things up. So a second ball up to restart with Powling and Kirby. Kirby decisively down the Veal, tried to shake and bake the tackle, couldn't. Liston, left foot kicks up and under. Umpire waves play on. Kennedy, the man we speak of, comes away to that natural left side with a ball towards half forward, and well played by Lockyer, knew where the drop zone was, takes the intercept as they look to spread on the far side of the ground.
So Sebas running in numbers. They certainly run hard. There's Jesse Clark, moves it forward towards Arnold Kirby. Kirby with a kick forward now, puts it into the path of Forbes, doesn't really sit for him, and Perry gets across, and he's pretty happy to find the refuge of the boundary line, some 55 metres around from the Sebas goal, the ball to be thrown in. This is the Blueies, your one-stop trade service. What's the slogan? Just ask Bluey. Second term here at Marty Bush Reserve, 9-11-65 to 1-1-7 on the Ballarat's cheapest cars scoreboard.
Back underway, about 50 from goal for Sebas at the attacking end of the field. Medwell trying to come through, goes the second time, and the Swans have done well to get some players around it, a bit of bees to a honeypot sort of stuff, to lock things up inside the fence. We're looking for the likes of Liston, Simpson, to find the ball in and under, but the clearance, it's all still the Borough, as Medwell's kick goes towards the hot spot. Keeble with the big fly, couldn't bring it down. Quinlan just dumps a left foot kick out into vacant territory. Might come back. Hutt gets the kind bounce. Tries to shake the tackle there. Fisher got boots ball just in time. Veal, non-preferred side, sends it inside 50. Maple from the side, couldn't hang on. Now Dummett around the body. Clever kick. Was it required 15? No, says the umpire. Forbes trying to con him into a mark, and in the end, didn't correctly dispose of the footy, holding the ball, and the Swans will rebound on the outer side.
If that wasn't 15 metres, that was 14.
Luke Gray takes the mark at defensive 50. Worm-burning kick. And moving forward, good gather there by Tristan Maple, although the ball spilt by the Swans midfield, so that means they'll turn it over. Chase Dummett did well, got it off to a teammate. Streaming forward is Bailey Medwell, kick towards half forward. The kick didn't have any great penetration. Eventually it spills out to the advantage of Sanders. Sanders will pump it long. Kirby's the target, ball fisted away. Copping a hammering in the back there was Tristan Maple, called to play on. Perry gathers, tried to get away from Dummett's tackle and is not effective in doing so. And now Chase Dummett has won himself a free kick. 35 metres out from goal. And a fairly steep sort of angle for Dummett, but he's going back with real intent and looking to add on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard.
We talked about pre-game, where's about players playing, in the bottom six in important roles. Dummett's doing that today, playing across half forward, and that forward pressure and tackling pressure is why he's in the side.
He's a terrific player, hard at it, shot on goal, and it is through for just the one behind. So missing to the near side, 59 points separate the two sides. Sebastopol 9-12-66, leading the Swans 1-1-7 on the Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard.
Maple, still the designated kicker inner, if you will. Want to use a term of that. Liking, and he goes short and finds a target as Fisher dumps along one high towards centre wing. Snowden, double fister, brought it down to ground. Lawler got the unkind bounce. Hutt coming through, broke the Kennedy tackle. Disposal was interesting, but still alive in the middle of the ground. Keel follows up with a big tackle, and the coach holds things up. In neutral territory, in the middle of the Marty Bush Reserve, been bathed in beautiful sunshine for the vast majority of the afternoon, a typical Ballarat winter's day. As Hutt wins it down. Quinlan trying to step around to his natural side, couldn't do so. Off the deck he goes a couple of times, does Blake Quinlan. Following up with the tackle there is Smart, as the Swans have just moved to the attacking side of the centre of the ground. They trail by 59 points here, as we'll get a ball up. Hutt went early, pounding one it down. Big tackle applied there by Cassidy, as it's really just slowed down the last few minutes here, Wes.
Probably the way the Swans like it at the moment, because they've certainly muted Sebastopol's rapid run, which was what really created that 44-point advantage at quarter time, as we tick towards the 23-minute mark on the D2E gym time clock. Ball at ground level. Sweeping on it is Daniel Kennedy. He's immediately wrapped up in the tackle, and the umpire calls for a ball up. Still at the some 60 metres out from the Swans' goal. In the central corridor, what can the Swans do in terms of moving the ball forward? Powling reaches over the top. Kennedy provides a good tackle as the Swans go forward. Opportunity for Mooney. Mooney's kick forward to the right forward pocket. Nice mark by Charlie Stepnell. And that's the sort of athleticism that I was talking about earlier. You can see a young player that's got some hops about him. And he looks like he's a left footer, and he's already assumed that angle where he's going to kick across his body. And he's kicking to the northern end. He steps around now. The players converge on him. He doesn't quite get hold of it, and it's fisted over the line for a behind by the Sebastopol defenders. Playing it safe as Sebastopol remain 9-12-66, leading by 58 points over the Swans, 1-2-8 on the Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard.
The swingman, Hugo Paps, will do the kicking duties. Just goes short into the pocket to find Lawler. And he has a teammate to share with O'Topman. Hutt, by hand, goes to Latch. As they work off half-back with a high ball towards true centre wing. Keeble trying to use his bigger body in that marking contest to take it. Couldn't. Wilkinson, head down, crunching the tackle. Ballarat defence holding up well there. Locks things up on true centre wing on the broadcast side. As McGrath and Hutt will continue in the ruck. Hutt used the body early, gets his own clearance, sends it towards true centre forward. Knocked on by Forbes to the advantage of Clark. Although this young Swans defence just starting to hold their own. Maple going nowhere. Locks things up in between centre half back and the centre of the Marty Bush Reserve.
McGrath tries to beat the tackle and immediately wrapped up. And the umpire says he didn't do anything that contravened the rules there on that occasion, and as a consequence we'll just have another ball up here at Marty Bush Reserve. Bathed in sunlight, absolutely beautiful, and once again, as Sam has accurately pointed out, things have just really slowed up in this game, and I think it might be effective work there by Ballarat just to slow proceedings. They've conceded 3 goals this term. They conceded 6 across the course of the first term. Here's the Swans as Sebas went forward, but the Swans take it and immediately wrapped up in the tackle, and the ball will be thrown up on 50. Left half forward flank, Sebas into attack.
Burrow looks to get the likes of Widgery on the move here, and Veal. Hart knocks it down. Fletcher with the hand pass. Cassidy on the outside waiting. Clark got a fingertip involved as well. Tackling pressure by the Swans is good. Maple just dumps it towards Truce enough back. Paps steps around the whoopie tackler. High ball towards the hot spot. Big fly at the top. Mark is taken. And too big, too strong. Once again taken there, this time by Jesse Clark.
Well, he's been pushed forward, or maybe given a little bit more of an on-balling sort of opportunity. Jesse Clark, he's a very talented player, but he seemed to be running off half-back early, didn't he?
Yeah, it looks like the natural swap was for him and Paps in this term, and just, I guess, looking after Jess, who's come off an injury layoff with Werribee, comes in, pops it through, adds his first goal in Borough colours, and they come from everywhere. So congratulate him on his first goal in the competition, and of course for the Sebastopol Football Club, and the Ballarat Cheapest Car scoreboard now has Sebas 10 goals, 12-72 to the Swans 1-2-8 here at the Marty Bush Reserve.
So Jesse Clark, a product of what is known as the footy factory down in Geelong, St Joseph's College, and obviously a talented player, as you've made mention, opportunities with Werribee, and he's certainly turning it on today. You can see the class, can't you?
Yeah, and with only one more game, with one game left in the home and away season, he has to play for Sebas. Could qualify him for finals if he's available from Werribee duties. Would be a massive cue for Sebas's premiership aspirations.
Former Geelong Falcons captain too, if I remember correctly, Jesse Clark. So obviously got some leadership potential. So we'll have a second reball up here at Marty Bush Reserve. The deficit is some 65 points that the Swans are facing right at the moment as Sebas go forward once again. Reece Perry spills the mark. He was second in line there on that occasion. His keel does well to gather the ball. You can see the class there. His kick's partially smothered. It was a short sort of attempt, and unfortunately for them, so the Swans were able to intervene, and now we'll have another ball up some 52 metres out from the Sebas goal.
Back underway here. Kirby takes front position, although the Swans win it down as far as keel. Dumped with a sling tackle, and there'll be a bit of feeling after that one, you would feel. Obviously a big talking point across the 2023 season has been those type of tackles. Keel slammed into the turf.
Still a bit going on behind play here, boys.
I'm not surprised as the coach backs back into that traffic. We'll have our boundary reporter Alex Brown keep a close eye on that and see if anything escalates from that. But Keel will line up directly in front from outside 50. Already, of course, got a bit of tape around the noggin. Comes in from just outside 50, strikes it well. It's away to the left, though. Won't make the distance as the Swans fisted to keep it alive towards the defensive right back pocket. It goes out of play, and we'll get a ball in, 30 out from the Borough goal.
Let's go boundary sides for UPS. Things have settled down there after that little scuffle.
They have, mate. The umpire did a really good job. Get over there really quickly and sort the boys out. Looks like there's nothing worse than having a bit of a tussle in the middle of the ground there. The boys will be spent after that, I'd imagine.
Thanks, Alex Brown. Boundary side for us for UPS. Snap on goal comes from the Borough from the contest. The boundary throw, an immediate response for the Borough, and they've kicked another one. And I'm going to lean on you here, Sam, to spot up who to kick the 11th goal for Sebastopol. They move along to 11-12-78, leading 1-2-8.
Yeah, it was Wilkinson again, getting his third for the afternoon. Career high, Jake. Just getting forward, snap on the body, and just showing that he's not just a pressure forward, he's also a goal kicker. Leading goal, all comers on ground, and thanks to the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard, it is now 11-12-78 to 1-2-8, being the Ballarat Swans trailing by 70 points here in the opening half.
.28 minutes gone on the D2E gym time clock. The Swans will come away with it now. Here's Liston, got it across to a teammate. That is Kennedy. Gathers possession. Back to Paddy Simpson. Shot on goal. Goes the distance just to the right, through for a minor score. The Swans move along to 1-3-9. They trail by 70 points. Sebastopol 11-12-73.
It's going to be interesting to see the exit this time from the Borough. It was a little bit too easy last time. They chipped it around out of the fence, and down the middle they go. Find Keeble. He plays on immediately. Left foot kick. Will drive it towards the tip of the goal face. Medwell at the back couldn't complete the mark. Follows up his own work. Look away hand pass towards Kirby. Stolen by the big fella and Powling. And Ballarat through Perkins now will dump it towards the centre of the Marty Bush Reserves. Flying high over the top there was Stepnell. Brought it to ground. A couple of Ballarat players down behind the footy.
Big contest there on the half-forward line for Sebas. Just a bit of a head collision, so I'm sure they'll check the boys out and make sure they're okay to stay out there.
That injury update there from Alex Brown brought to you by Restore Hand Therapy, as Sebastopol driving inside 50. Another beautiful bit of use there from Banbury. Found a chest. Mark taken by Clark. He can raffle it over the top. Finds Toby Hart, their leading goal kicker in season 2023. We'll get an opportunity for the first time this afternoon to line up about 35 out on a 45-degree angle.
Yeah, can confirm, boys. Both guys in that contest have waved the trainer and runner off, so they're going to stay out there. Looks like they're both back up on their feet, and it looked to be okay, which is great news.
Thank you very much. Alex Brown at boundary side, thanks to UPS. That's back with the action. Hutt will shoot from 35, keeps it low, fades across the face of goal for another blemish to the Borough. And the scoreboard, thanks to Ballarat Cheapest Cards, now reads 11 goals, 13, 79. Sebastopol leading the Swans 1-3-9.
24 scoring shots to 4, so it's been a dominant display by Sebastopol today as the Swans go to the outer side of the ground with a long penetrative kick. Kirby's about third in line. He gets paid the mark there on that occasion. Thought there might have been some other hands involved, but the umpire was satisfied. Finds Bailey Veal. Veal feigns to handball, then goes long on the left towards the pocket. He's got a man in target and a good mark taken by the Borough, some 25 metres out from goal. And they'll have another shot on goal, looking to kick their 12th of the game. Dominant display by Sebastopol as we're in the shadows of quarter time. Of course, it is that man, Keeble, who's already booted 2. He's got a 45-degree angle with which to contend and look to add another one. Looking for the 6th goal of the Blueies, your one-stop trade service for the second term. He comes in now. It's a nice kick off the boot. Keeble has got 3. And as a consequence, it is Sebastopol moving along to 12-13, 85. Now 76-point leaders over the Swans, 1-3-9 on the Ballarat's Cheapest Cars scoreboard.
He's just that real X-factor, James Keeble. What he doesn't do at ground level, he can hurt you in the air. Big high five there. Will be contended for the Hewitt and Whitty mark of the day, no doubt. Strong hands in front and almost gives him that extra key forward when he's around inside forward 50. Gives a great support to the likes of Toby Hart in the air. And, yeah, has been amongst the best with 3 goals this afternoon. Big fist by Powling to get us back underway. Stetnell comes off the square, coughed it up only as far as Dummett. Right foot kick will go towards the half-forward line. Bouncing ball, Gardner. The captain flicks it at the back and gets towards teammate Maple. Liston, look away hand pass, finds his target in Drever. Kennedy breaking on the far side. In acres of space, will drill it towards half forward and a nice ball will find Prendergast. This is better build up. He lowers his eyes and Gray takes the mark. And something for Chris Maple maybe just go the smile about down in the coach's box. Some good transition, some good slingshot footy from the Swans. Ends up in the hands here of Luke Gray. About 45 metres out, pretty much directly in front. And as the halftime siren has just sounded here at the Marty Bush Reserve, Gray will shoot after. Starts his approach, does Luke Gray.
Has he got the leg, Sam?
It's going to be right on his limit. So he gets very close to the man of the mark, hits the fat side of the footy. It wobbles, but it wobbles straight and gets it through. The Swans blend the half with 2 goals to their name. And the scoreboard, thanks to Ballarat Cheapest Cars, will read 12 goals, 13, 85. Sebastopol leading Ballarat 2-3-15.
Boys, I can confirm now too as well, Reece Perry looks like he's coming off and he's just walking into the change rooms. He was involved in that collision a little bit earlier on, so no doubt he's getting a bit of a touch-up work. He does have a bit of a gash on his left eye, so I'll keep an eye on that one.
So half-time here at Marty Bush Reserve, the end of the Blueies, your one-stop trade service. What's the slogan? Just ask Blueies, second quarter. Sebastopol 12-13, 85. Leading Ballarat 2-3-15. Let's look to the goal kickers, Sam.
Yeah, for the Borough, it's 3 to James Keeble and Jake Wilkinson. Inside forward 50 for singles to Hugo Paps, Keel, Cassidy, Clark, Kirby and Fletcher. Whilst for the Swans, well, of course, goal off the siren going the way there of Luke Gray joins Daniel Kennedy on the score sheet for the struggling Swannies this afternoon.
Yes, our second term, as I mentioned, thanks to Blueies, your one-stop trade service. What's the slogan? Just ask Bluey. And it has been a dominant performance by Sebas so far, kicking 6 goals in each of the first and second terms, and the Swans responding with 2 of their own across the course of that second quarter, and as Sam mentioned, those goals coming to Kennedy and Gray. We are going to take a break here from Marty Bush Reserve. Our thanks to Harvey Norman Ballarat and Tempur mattresses. Harvey Norman Ballarat and Tempur, improving lives through better sleep, and we do appreciate that support. 3BA thanks, Harvey Norman Ballarat and Tempur mattresses. The halftime break thanks to KFC, keeping life finger-licking good. And at different times throughout the course of the back half of today, we'll be bringing you up with some around-the-ground scores to keep you informed of all that's happening in the Ballarat Football Netball League as well as elsewhere. So we'll be back. I'm Wes Cusworth on behalf of Sam Young and Alex Brown, and we'll be back with the second half in the not-too-distant future. Welcome back to 3BA football. Thanks to Harvey Norman Ballarat and Temper mattresses. Harvey Norman Ballarat and Temper, improving lives through better sleep. There we have it. The KFC keeping life finger looking good. Halftime break on West Cusworth with Sam Young and also Alex Brown here at Marty Bush Reserve. And I think we mentioned in the first half the ground was bathed in sunlight, and I think the magnitude has been turned up ever so slightly. It's a glorious day here in Ballarat.
Only the finest weather always for us here in Ballarat, Wes, and I mean it's been a very one-sided affair. Of course, this opening half, Sebastopol would be very happy at the halftime break how they're tracking. Ballarat on the other side, I guess, we're looking to the KPI board and trying to pick out a couple to close out the half because for 4 points and result seems all foregone conclusion at the moment. But funny things happen in football, of course.
Alex Brown, boundary side. Good news. Not too many injuries to concern ourselves with thanks to Restore Hand Therapy. Restore Hand Therapy, don't let hand pain kill your game. Apart from Luke Keel and a little bit of mummification.
That's right, yeah. Look, it was a pretty good half, apart from a couple of blows for a few guys. But that's footy. They're back out there. There'll be no long-term injuries out of the first half, so looking forward to seeing this second half get going.
Well, here is the first of the third quarter action thanks to Rapid Tree Solutions, and it's Sam Young with the first of the action.
And Cassidy will get the clearance to send the ball towards the half-forward line on the outer side. Bouncy ball sits up there for Forbes, shows a bit of foot candy, tries to draw the man, and Keel with the 1-2. Now Forbes lowers his eyes with the ball inside, forward 50 for Hutz. Second bite of the cherry, couldn't bring it down, ball still alive inside 50. Fletcher involved for Sebas, and in the end Perry is the one man who does the tackling to lock things up in the opening minute or so, thanks to the D2E time clock.
He looks like he got the old tick of approval there at halftime, so Perry's back out there, which is good to see as well.
All over it. Now Alex Brown is a snap-on goal from the pack from Sebas, and they've got the first of the third term, thanks to Rapid Tree Solutions, the Ballarat's cheapest cars. Scoreboard moves along to Sebastopol, 13-13, 91 now, 76-point leaders over Ballarat Swans, 2-3-15, and terrific goal there on that occasion for Sebas.
Yeah, it's a Toro Tools goal that contender there from Bailey Medwell. Just only need to look for a second. He didn't even look at the goal phase. He just slammed on the boot and split the middle, and he becomes, I think, their 10th individual goal kicker for the afternoon for the Borough. They're sharing the love inside forward 50, and everyone's getting in on the action.
Back in the middle of Marty Bush Reserve. Kirby up against Powling. Taken away by Dummett. Swings onto the right, pumps it long inside 50. Toby Hart gets away from his opponent. He wants the short option. He spots up the lead. Oh, marks built there on that occasion by Hugo Paps. Missed an opportunity. Swans able to take it away from defensive 50. Kick was headed towards Fraser Perkins. Eventually the Swans move it forward towards centre wing. Ball fisted to ground. At ground level. Trying to gather possession there is Grady Snowden. Ball spills out to the Borough. They pump it forward. And the mark's taken by Hugo Paps, moves it off to Keeble. Keeble from 45, didn't quite collect it cleanly, and it bounces over the boundary line to the right of the goal scoring zone, and we'll have a throw in as we've gone just a couple of minutes into this third term, thanks to Rapid Tree Solutions. Rapid Tree Solutions, they provide fast, professional, reliable tree services for Ballarat and surrounding areas.
Seemed to deflate the footy when he sent that ball inside 50. Keeble breaking away.
Bit of Tom Brady about him.
It was the most awful kick you'll see on goal, but went out of bounds. Ball inside 50. Neither ruckman touch it. Widgery applies the pressure for Sebas to try to lock it in. Quick clearing kicks only go as far as Lockyer. Has the safety of the boundary line if he chooses to use it. Forbes lends a hand for his captain. Clark tried to keep it alive. In the end, stepped out of bounds. So ball in between half forward centre wing on the outer side. Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard reads 13-13, 91. Sebastopol leading the Ballarat Swans 2-3-15. We'll get the ball back in for Kirby and Powling. Continue their long battle in the ruck this afternoon. Powling this time reaches over top, wins it down. Widgery reacts first. Big tackle by Liston, who wraps things up on the half-back line for the Swans.
76 points, the margin. Emphatic performance by Sebastopol once again as they head towards some finals action. Kirby tries to pour it down with his left. And once again, we'll have another pack forming around the football, and the umpire will intervene for a ball up 55 metres out from the Sebastopol goal. They're kicking to the north of Marty Bush Reserve. Ball spills out. In hot pursuit was Will Liston, but it was a little too rapid for him and crosses the boundary line. 70 metres around from the Sebastopol goal. Sebastopol 13-13 lead Swans 2-3 on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard.
Interesting to see the Swans can be a bit more proactive here. The likes of Liston and that just seem to be waiting for their opposing midfielders to apply pressure as Medwell gets on the move, sends it inside 50 for the Borough. Quick hands by Keeble, off the hut, steadies from 25 and pops through his first goal of the afternoon. Number 33 of the season, if you don't mind, for Toby Hunt. And the Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard has now moved. Sebastopol, 14 goals, 13-97, leading the Ballarat Swans 2-3-15.
How many has he kicked now for the year, Sam?
That is goal number 33 for Toby. He's been a consistent performer, and of course that included a bag of 10 at one point in the season against Melton South. So he's going to be a very important focal point for their premiership charge in the finals campaign.
Oh, both sides ringing changes down there. Boundary side, Alex Brown. I can see Sebas in particular.
Yeah, plenty of changes. Be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised, I should say, whether or not they might start resting a few of their stars coming into the last quarter and a half. I'll keep you posted with that, though.
Yeah, that's an important consideration. Very perceptive as we see Luke Keel with the head swathed in bandages, finds Kirby, just the offensive side of centre wing. He wants the corridor. He moves it on quickly and he spots up his teammate in Bailey Veal. Veal, big switch of play coming up now for Sebas. The mark not taken there on that occasion by Latch, but he does well at ground level to clean up the crumbs. He pumps it inside 50. Keeble had the jumper, Hal, took the mark anyway, and he'll settle over the Sharon and settle for number 4, you would imagine. He's going to kick from about 35 metres out, and this is real bread and butter stuff for him.
Yeah, and he did the work early. He was caught out of position to start with, but just used all his experience and just seemed at the minute Constable, who was his direct opponent, was too worried about where Keeble was going to fly. Had both arms around him, and Keeble just was watching the drop zone and took the mark on his chest.
What a kick too by the ruckman, Arnold Kirby, just wheeling and going there and just snapping it straight into the middle of the ground. You don't often see that from a big man.
It was good work. Here's Keeble, comes in now, and you wrap him up and he misses to the right by a narrow margin. The umpire indicates just the one behind. 14-14-98, Sebastopol leading the Swans 2-3-15, the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard.
Drever will play on and look come broadcast side. It's a wobbly kick, but it might find the chance. Perkins probably should have hung on at 50 out from goal. Medwell with strength. Well, threw it away in the end. Incorrect disposal. And it'll be the way of Constable. So Constable will be able to come off half-back for the Ballarat Swans. One of the remaining veterans on the senior list. The number 5 plays on. Goes towards true centre wing with the kick. Powling knocked it towards Stepnell. Quick hands found Robinson. He shares it with Perkins. Now Simpson goes inside 50 looking for the captain and Gardner. Tracking back there is Forbes deep in defence. In unfamiliar territory, did he take the tackler on? I think he might have. And good play there by Will Gardner. He had Forbes try and put the dance moves on, and he put the brakes on with a nice tackle, pinned the one arm, took him to the turf and the line up directly in front.
Well, similar sort of shot to Keeble's of only a few moments ago.
So Gardner, will he see what Keeble couldn't do and say, I'll do you one better, James? Yes, he will. Pops it over the goal umpire's hat for the Ballarat Swans' 3rd goal of the afternoon. They move to 3-3-21. Sebastopol 14-14-98. Thank you to the Ballarat cheapest count scoreboard.
Paddy Simpson seems like a bit of a player, Sam.
Yeah, he's been terrific in season 2023 for the Swans. 25.5 disposals a game on average, but was tracking with some huge numbers to start the season before he got injured for about a month. I mean, had a couple of games where he was in the 40s in those sort of disposals, and yeah, he's a real inside and outside sort of guy. So yeah, they've got a real midfield to build around between him and of course Liston. Back
in the middle of Marty Bush Reserve, ball spills out. Here's an opportunity for Garner. Works it back to Maple of the Tristan variety. And the Swans have it at centre wing. Might be Gray, I suspect. And so Luke Gray surveys the landscape in front, goes to the left half forward flank. Real body-on-body contest there. At ground level, it's going to be Sebastopol bringing it away. Bailey Veal was part of the action. Switch of play. They're looking for it, although a bit of a nutmeg there on that occasion for Sebastopol. So that's a problematic as that opens the door for the Swans, and they're able to gather possession. Quick succession of handballs, and they'll go inside 50 once again. There's a man with a bit of space in which to move. The player in question is Mooney. Can't gather a clean possession. Sebas get numbers back. They do very well. Sweeping handball. Sits nicely. His keel. Loops it forward to a teammate. And now Sebastopol. Oh, Perry spilt the mark that he should have taken. Fletcher moves it forward into the path of Toby Hart. Can he gather? Yes, he can. And he kicks Sebastopol's 15th. The Borough 15-14, 104. And they now lead by 83 points over the Swans, 3-3-21 on Ballarat's cheapest cars scoreboard. And that goal comes at the 10-minute mark on the D2E gym time clock here at Marty Bush Reserve.
Slingshot footy from the Borough. Pro footy, of course, out the front of the contest, and out the back was Toby Hart. Easy as you like. Gets his second goal of the term. Sebastopol just continue to run in waves and numbers, and the young Swannies outfit just unable to, I guess, keep up with the intensity of one of the premiership favourites in season 2023. As Hart in the ruck, wins it down. Veal steps around a loopy tackler. A wobbly ball towards half forward will end up in Dummett's hands. He lowers the eyes and looks towards Keeble. Got a kind bounce to sit up for him. Centering ball towards the top of the square. Getting back in the hole, marks taken there by Charlie Stepnell, a guy that we've identified with a lot of potential. Now playing in defence for the Swans. All those are wrapping him up, coming with the exit kick. Hit the chest there of Dummett. Right on his limit, 55 from goal. And now Dummett will load up towards the hot spot. Fletcher got it. No Swan players fly. And a little bit too easy made for Jacob Fletcher, marking on his chest on a 45-degree angle, 35 metres out.
Yeah, much too easy there. No body work at all there from the Swans back line, so you could have took your picks there. There's about 3 blokes free.
Alex Brown down the boundary line, thanks to UPS. Giving us, I guess, the thoughts of probably a very unhappy Chris Maple, Jason in the coach's box to him. As Fletcher will line for his second, starts his approach. Still qualifies for the under-19s. You won't see him there if he keeps kicking goals like that. It's the Borough's 16th of the afternoon. Then the Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard now has them 16-14. As Ballarat are 3-3-21. Had to get the abacus out there real quickly, Wes. That'd be 106 playing at home for Sebastopol now.
Yeah, terrific work by Sebas. Up to an 89-point advantage. And very dominant display by them. Swans will no doubt have plenty to get out of the latter stages, of course, at three-quarter time. Our boundary reporter, thanks to UPS, Alex, will be out there as we see them go forward once again. Sebas, Cassidy, Henderson medalist of a couple of seasons ago. Opportunity emerges for Sebas at ground level. There's a real, they could just about raffle it now, although the kick is not a great one. It sits, poses a little bit of a problem for Jacob Fletcher, and he's been held without possession. And so Fletcher, who kicked a goal just moments ago, is going to have an opportunity for a second. And we're going to get a really good look at this one, Sam.
Yeah, tucked up in the left forward pocket. I mean, such a natural kick for the small forwards these days. Walks out right from the race there, probably every Tuesday and Thursday night, has a pot shot. See if all that training comes to the forefront as he opens up the angle, hits it nicely, bends it back into the woodwork. Minor score.
Looked good all the way there until the final moment.
Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard now has it 16-15, 1-11 to 3-3-21 as the Swans go down the middle. The short pass to find Daniel Kennedy.
Hope you're enjoying our coverage. Thanks to Harvey Norman, Ballarat and Temper Mattresses. Switch of play to the outer side of the ground, and the Swans have it at left half back. Third quarter brought to you by Rapid Tree Solutions. Rapid Tree Solutions providing fast, professional, reliable tree service. Short options on, and Tyler Constable will have it just inside defensive 50. He goes with an option that's cut off by Sebas. And the Ballarat will pump it inside 50 once again. And player running through the mark. The umpire was alert to it. And as a consequence, this is going to be goal kicking distance for the Ballarat.
Might head down to boundary reporter Alex Brown there. Was 50-metre penalty, was it in the protected zone, or did he just not hear the stand call?
It's a costly turnover, but it was there. Unfortunately, 2 players caught there just on the mark, and
as Ben Hutt
it's been costly.
Joins his brother on the score sheet and kicks the Ballarat 17th. They move to 17-15, 117 on the Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard, leading the Ballarat Swans 3-3-21 here in a landslide at the Marty Bush Reserve at the moment.
Yeah, they're really starting to clock up the multiple goal kickers, aren't they? What are we up to now? Might be a dozen, I suspect.
11.
11. There we have it. 11 goal kickers for Sebastopol. So they are really queuing up. We might do some around the ground scores shortly. We'll have a little bit of a look at that as we're back in the middle of Marty Bush Reserve right now. Powling leaps. He's going up against Toby Hutt in the ruck there on this occasion. Trying to burst through was Daniel Kennedy. Taken by Sebas at just to the back half of the square, and we'll have a ball up. So Sebas leading by 96 points on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard. They go forward once again. The target is Jacob Fletcher. Takes a nice mark some 65 metres from goal. He wants to switch play into the corridor. He's got a couple of options, including Sanders. Ball falls to the back of the pack. Taken by Sebas. Snap on goal. Outside of the boot. They've kicked another one. And the player in question is Bailey Medwell as he boots the 18th for Sebastopol. 18-15. 123, now 102-point leaders on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard.
It's all the Borough at the moment, and it's gone into triple digits now, and I don't think they're done yet. Sebas, dominant performance at home. More importantly as well, if you look towards the live ladder, potentially could get them closing in on second place, depending on the result, which we'll get from you in a moment, whereas from Darley Park, between, of course, the Devils and Melton. In that big 1v2 clash. But back here, it's 102 points the margin in the favour of the home side as we're back and running through Kirby, winging it down. Diving in was Cassidy. Now he's dragged it in, so he has to get out. He doesn't, it's gone. Free kick every day of the week, going to go the way of the Swans. And Kennedy will be the man to send it from the middle of the ground and into attack. Low bullet pass towards the leads, a good one. The mark is taken there by Ballarat. They'll get a clean shot on goal inside forward 50, about 35 metres out.
Bit of class there from Kennedy, Sam.
Yeah, he certainly is. I mean, 4-time best and fairest winner, of course, with the Ballarat Swans. And I mean, we talked about earlier about will he go on in season 2024. Well, everything shown this afternoon suggests that he should. That decision will be fully up to him, I would imagine. Kick from Prendergast is right to the teeth of the goal line. In the end, it's actually unopposedly marked by Sebas as they move it towards the outside, looking for Cassidy. Overcooked it. A re-chance here maybe for Prendergast. Handball inside towards the dangerous area. Lawler getting across. Got it to Cassidy, who just wants to step over the line for a boundary throw-in, as we'll get a ball in 25 metres out from goal.
Score update from Darley Park. Darley 6-6-42, leading Melton by 1 point. 6-5-41. What a cracking contest that is.
That's an absolute beauty. The second side, the Devils, the only side to beat Melton in season 2023, looking to repeat the dose. Lead by a point. Back with the footy action here. The Swans rush it towards the goal face. Quinlan going nowhere. Big tackle applied there by Sanders. Will lock things up. About 25 metres out from goal, directly in front.
Are we putting Sebastopol in that talking mix between Darley and Melton?
I think they certainly can do it from third spot. As opportunity for a quick snap coming in from the Swans, and Mooney is ricocheted there by the Borough, off there towards Lockyer. Turns on the afterburners and sends a worm-burning pass towards the outside towards Keel. Kept it alive, dumps it down the line towards centre wing and towards Paps. But the boundary line will beat them as we'll get a ball in.
18-15, 123, plays 3-3-21 on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard. And it's been a really impressive display by Sebastopol today. They are enjoying this contest at Marty Bush Reserve, as the big boys set themselves once again for this contest. Kirby and Powling, the starting ruckman for the respective sides, ready themselves. Kirby assumes front position once again. Powling over the top. And the pack forms, and we'll have another ball up, 55 metres out from the Sebas goal. They're kicking to the north of Marty Bush Reserve right at the moment. Gathering, ground level. That was Lockyer. Scrubbing sort of kick forward, taken by Keel. Tries to burst his way through the pack. This is Widgery. Offloads, kick towards goal. It's another one for the Borough. They've kicked their 19th.
Again, it's the captain, Tony Lockyer, with the captain's goal, if you will, getting in on the action. Who's the outside runner there. Follow up his original inside 50 with the hand pass off from Widgery, and he becomes their 12th individual goal kicker for the afternoon. So thanks to the Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard, it's 19-15-129. That's Sebastopol leading the Swans 3-3-21.
Yeah, very classy player. There's anyone that knows anything about Ballarat footballers would be very familiar with Tony Lockyer's credentials. He's been an outstanding player at multiple levels of football, hasn't he?
Just such a consistent performer, whether it's for Sebas or when he was at VFL level for North Ballarat, of course. But we'll get back underway here with Powling, winning the free kick in the ruck for a block against Kirby. Who questions the umpire, why? What do you ask me to do? As Powling would dump a wobbly one inside 50. Good strong hands. Clark just looks at home at either end of the ground in Ballarat colours. Looks to share it in the Widgery direction. At full stretch, takes the mark. Wants to go immediately. Gives it off to Banbury. One bounce through the middle of the Marty Bush Reserve. They're just queuing up inside 50. Latch floating in will take the mark. 40 out directly in front. And might become the Borough's 13th individual goal kicker is successful as we're into time on the D2E gym time clock. Directly in front, Latch will start his approach. One of the off-season recruits. The Borough identified his outside leg speed and goal-kicking prowess as something to be enjoyed for them in season 2023. And he's in on the action. Kicks the Borough's 20th goal of the afternoon. That's 2015-135 to Ballarat's 3-3-21 on the Ballarat+RD17 scoreboard here at the Marty Bush Reserve.
It was a really good question that Alex asked as to whether or not the consideration can be given to Sebastopol and whether they're up there with Melton and of course Darley. And I think when you've got the likes of Jesse Clark, who you spoke about earlier, Sam, as being able to potentially qualify, they may well be the sort of player that could make the difference in that sort of...
100%. You add in with the likes of O'Keefe, the likes of Dalhouse, and also the likes of Jed Hill still to come back in the lineup. They've got a very, very good 22 on paper.
They have indeed. So the Swans are going to go into attack. Here's an opportunity opening up for them. This is Kennedy. Offloads to a teammate. Inside 50 now, the Swans. The fall of the ball, it's going to favour Tristan Maple. He gets to it. He's beset upon by a number of Sebastopol players, 35 metres out from the Swans' goal. And look at Sebas. They're absolute terriers as they just rip it away from the Swans and move it forward towards centre wing, trying to evade a tackle, although maybe just selling himself into a bit of trouble there was Lockyer. Eventually got it off to a teammate. Now they're going to go inside 50, cut off by Reese Perry, who also, like Luke Keel, is wearing a little bit of a bandage around his head after a little bit of a head knock. He wants to switch play, and he's got Sam Fisher, who's got plenty of room in which to move, has a little bit of a task set for him, but the ball does sit for him. His kick's a little ill-directed, and it's cut off on this occasion by Sanders. So Sanders, a left footer, goes to the corridor. Kirby flies, one grab, two grabs, takes the mark.
Yeah, Hill and Woody mark of the day contender once again for the big fella, Arnold Kirby. Just too big for Gray in the marking contest there. It was a juggling attempt, but as soon as Sanders just waved that kick in his direction, you had his name written all over it.
So Kirby.
Lockie Cassidy and Nick Sanders, twin watch.
Ooh, I like that down the boundary line from our man Alex Brown. Two Chrome Dones running their stuff around for the Borough.
So Kirby kicked a goal at the 10-minute mark of the second term. He comes in now, and he has not got two. He's missed to the left. 115-point leader, Sebastopol over the Swans. 2016, 136 to the Swans. 3-3-21 on the Ballarat's cheapest cars scoreboard. Ballarat's cheapest cars, where there's always a bargain.
Handball over the top there from Wardley. He's in the grey direction at the half-back line. Keeble's bearing him down and gone. The number 9 with a great tackle to now send Sebas inside 50 through Latch. Looking for Paps. Couldn't take the mark. Waiting downfield on his natural side. Left foot snaps a beauty. And the Ballarat got their 21st of the afternoon. Baileyville joins in on the party here to make it 21-16, 142. Sebas lead Ballarat 3-3-21 here. Thank you to the Ballarat Cheapest Cars scoreboard.
Textbook front and centre there. Beautiful to watch.
Always looks a little fancy, doesn't it, the snap around the body? Obviously, that was the positioning that he was able to assume pretty quickly from that, as you describe, Alex, textbook front and centre. 121-point leaders. Big win coming up for Sebas as we tick towards the three-quarter time siren. Powling, Kirby, I don't think either ruckman touched it there on that occasion. The takeaway is with the Swans, thanks to Paddy Simpson, kicked towards half forward, fisted away by the Borough defence. The no-look handball over the top from Jack Banbury. Taken away by the Swans, however. Now they're inside 50 and the mark taken, some 40 metres out from goal. And they've been hurt by the injury losses today and just the absence of some key players, as this is Lawson Prendergast, who will have a shot on goal. No angle to speak of. Kicking to the southern end here at Marty Bush Reserve, and he'll kick from pretty much 48 metres. Prendergast. Set sail for goal. Good kick off the boot. It goes and falls just short, fisted over the line by the Borough. And 120 points separate the two sides as the Swans move along to 3-4-22, Sebastopol 21-16, 142. And that, of course, is on the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard.
Lockyer waltzed out defence with a long ball down the middle, was looking for Keeble, but fisted away nicely there by the Swans. Kennedy on centre wing, finds the target there in Quinlan. He goes inside 50 with the kick. Mooney sliding in, not paid the mark. We'll get a ball up 48 metres out from goal also. Pleasing signs from this term, a couple of marks by Prendergast inside 50. Absence, of course, of Andrew Hooper, maybe playing a deeper forward role and being that hit-up option as the tap down there from Powlings towards the boundary line, and another ball in will be the result. The D2E time clock has 27 minutes gone now in the third term, with Sebastopol in very much firm control here at the Marty Bush Reserve.
Kirby, front position over Powling. It beats both ruckmen. The snap. The umpire has pulled something out of this. Might be a shepherd. In fact, it's a little bit of action in the ruck contest, and it's going to be a free kick against Marcus Powling, and it's going to go the way of big Arnold Kirby.
Yeah, to explain that one for the listeners at home, whereas the two nominated ruckmen didn't touch it. It was taken out of the air by a midfielder in Simpson, and that's why it was paid a free kick to Sebas, because he was not the nominated ruckman.
Good pick up, Sam. Switch of play by Kirby. Doesn't mind that, does he, Kirby? Likes to look laterally. The big fella, always thinking to create. So here's Clark. Kicks along the line. Mark not taken there on that occasion by Banbury, but does well the recovery. Keeble tries to evade a tackle, and he's worked over the boundary line, and so to the ball. So right on centre wing. And as the umpire takes his place between the interchange gates, we'll have another boundary throw in as we tick towards three-quarter time here at Marty Bush Reserve. It's a 120-point advantage with Sebastopol.
Kirby works his way to the front, wins it down, and follows up his own work. The big man went off the deck. Wardley in the way, handballs into the corridor, which is always dangerous. Turnover, Fletcher towards centre forward, beautiful kick. It's Paps on the lead, he marks just outside 50. Hugo's kicked, of course, the opener of the game. Spent a bit of time in defence in the second term. Back up forward, and at the moment will shoot from just outside 50.
Hasn't Fletcher had a quarter to remember?
It's one way to keep your spot as a young 19-year-old in this top senior side. Paps kicks on goal. It's right towards the line, but offline for a minor score. 21-17, 143. That's Sebastopol leading the Swans 3-4-22. The scoreboard brought to you by Ballarat Cheapest Cars. Ballarat Cheapest Cars, where you always find a bargain.
Swans will come to the commentary side of the ground with the kick in. Pack sets itself. Perry, front position, couldn't take the grab. Widgery tries to evade a tackle. He's wrapped up. The umpire says we'll have a ball up. Good tackle there on that occasion by Luke Gray. Kirby, Powling set themselves. Kirby goes up with the left. Fisted away. That was Robinson. Umpire pulled something out. He said Robinson threw the footy. And the free kick goes the way of Lawler. So Lawler, switch of play, trying to open up some space. Here's Hutt of the Ben variety. Moves the footy forward. Oh, nice work taken on the half volley there by Sebas. Then one way, then the other. Bailey Medwall evades a tackle, kicks long. Headed in the direction of Wilkinson. He's booted 3 goals already. Ball at ground level. Nice pick up there on that occasion. Might have been Quinlan. And then kicks to left half back. And the Swans look to clear.
As they look to go Latchley inside the fences, where it's broken down all day. Keeble from behind almost stole it. Really picked the pocket of Liston. Cassidy picked up, brought to ground. Hutt continues to move the ball forward. They make it happen. And Wilkinson pops through his 4th of the afternoon. It was that never die attitude of the Sebas forwards just to keep the ball moving inside forward 50. Wilkinson has 4 goals to his name, the leading goal kicker on the afternoon thus far. And it's 22-17, 149 Sebastopol leading the Ballarat Swans 3-4-22 on the Ballarat Cheapest Count scoreboard. We've played 30 minutes now gone on the D2E gym time clock.
Yeah, it's been a big third term. Thanks to Rapid Tree Solutions, they provide fast, professional, reliable tree services for Ballarat and surrounding areas. 12-13 at halftime. They're now 22-17, Sebas. So a big 10-goal third term. Very impressive stuff.
As we'll get back underway here at the Marty Bush Reserve with Kirby again winning it down. The explosive Medwell will come away with it as he drills the ball inside 50 for the 3/4 time siren to sound. And the Ballarat Cheapest Count scoreboard has the Borough 22-17, 149, leading the Ballarat Swans 3-4-22.
Yes, well, as I just made mention, a 10-goal third term for Sebastopol. And it was Ballarat Swans adding one courtesy of Garner. And so once again, quite an emphatic performance there by Sebastopol. They'll be looking to take some heavy percentage from this game along with the 4 points, and it'll be interesting to see the way in which this is played out across the course of the 4th term. This is the 3BA coverage of Ballarat Football Netball League action in the match of the day. The Harvey Norman Ballarat and Temper mattresses coverage. Harvey Norman Ballarat and Temper, improving lives through better sleep. We'll be back in just a few moments' time. Welcome back to Marty Bush Reserve 3BA football. Thanks, number one ticket holder Harvey Norman Ballarat and Temper mattresses. Harvey Norman Ballarat and Temper, improving lives through better sleep. You're with Wes Cusworth, Sam Young, and Alex Brown. And a big lead enjoyed by Sebastopol at three-quarter time, Sam.
Yeah, certainly. They're definitely got their foot on the throttle per se, and going to run away with a big victory from here.
We'll look at some around the ground scores as we go, but here is the fourth quarter action. Fourth quarter thanks to Rapid Tree Solutions, providing fast, professional, reliable tree services for Ballarat and surrounding areas.
It's Bowling at the fist, not even as far as Kirby, who kicked out mid-air and was alleged to kick it in danger. Ballarat tried to clear, but getting in front of the leading goal kicker in Wilkinson taking the mark. He looks to go to half forward with the kick. Mark is taken there by Keeble, 65 from goal. We'll look for the leads of Paps and Hutt. And in the end, Paps got separation and Marks inside forward 50.
Yeah, guys, look, I joined Mick Columbro's three-quarter time address there to his Sebastopol players. He did mention as well he wanted the 1%ers to stay on and play 4 quarters. So they're not going to put their foot off the throttle here and let Ballarat have an easy last quarter. They look like they just want to put a full, complete game together before they go into finals.
Alex Brown, the boundary reporter, thanks to UPS, bringing us Mick Columbro's three-quarter time address. Paps comes in, steers it near side, minor score, 22-18, 150. That's Sebastopol leading the Ballarat Swans, 3-4-22 on the Ballarat Cheapest Car scoreboard.
So the Swans, they too will be looking to take something very positive out of this fourth term, courtesy of Rapid Tree Solutions. Ball off hands, trying to claim a mark there on that occasion was a very optimistic Ethan Lawler. Eventually, it's Sebastopol, Chase Summit, off to Cassidy. Cassidy pumps it long towards the goal square, setting himself as Hugo Paps. There was a bit of a front-on contact made. The umpire was satisfied it was not beyond the boundaries of the game, and it's essentially rushed through for or behind. And Sebas move along to 22-19, 151, leading by 129 points over Ballarat Swans, 3-4-22 on the Ballarat's Cheapest Car scoreboard.
Driver went short and found Quinlan, who stepped to his left side and kicks off the outside the boot a bit as he tries to clear D50, but nice fly and a mark taken there by Maple. He'll actually square that one up towards centre half back, and the Swans might be able to pick their way through the middle of the Marty Bush Reserve. Left foot kicks in the direction there of Smart. Desperate ball by Hutt, got it to ground, listed on the outlet, hand pass will find Perkins, left foot kicks a lower in the eyes, one inside 50, missed the target. Opportunity here for Clark in defence, was shepherding Drever out of the contest and got him over the shoulder, said the umpire. So the elbow went back, collected him high, and now an opportunity here for Noah Drever inside forward 50 to snap from about 30 metres out. We'll get the thoughts of Alex Brown down at the boundary line in just a moment on what he saw there, but Drever starts his approach. Kick is always near side at a minor score. Thanks to UPS, head down to Alex.
Yeah, look, the crowd was getting stuck into poor Noah there. He's right on the boundary line, so it was not an ideal spot to have a shot on goal, but he did the best he can there. It's a tough shot.
So Sebas to bring it back in. That's Banbury, long penetrative kick. Keel had first grab, couldn't hold on to it. Quick kick forward, hurried by the Swans. Here's Drever back into the action. Oh, the no-look handball was quite superb. The kick from his teammate there wasn't so good. That was Prendergast. In fairness to him, he slipped as he kicked. It was a tough one. But Widgery tries to burst through the pack. Then Cassidy. Oh, the no-look handballs are coming out all over the place from both sides. Now the sweeping handball from Keel. Finds Keeble. Keeble can stream forward, gets it across to a teammate. That player in question is Wilkinson, pumps it towards the corridor, and a diving mark taken, and a great one by Sebas, some 35 metres out from goal, and it is going to be another shot on goal to come. And is that Lockyer? Yes, it is, in fact, Lockyer. That was a really nice mark on full stretch there.
Yeah, almost a slips catch style one, just diving a full stretch. Definitely a Hewitt and Whitty mark of the day contender. Defender getting inside forward 50, kicked one in the course in the third term, and now has an opportunity to have a couple next to his name.
He's been everywhere today, Tony Lockyer.
He's just a superstar, so consistent in the Ballarat Football Netball League. Every time he puts on a Borough jersey, 23 disposals a game on average, 10 goals for the season, coming up for number 11 as we wrap him upstairs at near side for a minor score.
Always the way, Sam.
Ballarat cheapest car scoreboard has a 22-20, 152. Sebastopol lead Ballarat 3-5-23.
Harvey Norman, Ballarat and Temper Mattresses bringing you the coverage today from Marty Bush Reserve, as the Swans will look to bring it out of a very complex defensive structure provided by Sebas to make it as difficult for the Swans as possible. They use the corridor on this occasion, and they're going to turn it over, and Borough are going to turn it straight back inside 50. The player in question was Toby Hutt. He spotted up a teammate some 45 metres out from goal, and the player in question there is Bailey Veal, who will settle over the Sharon and have a shot on goal to the southern end directly in front. He sees the short option on, and it's taken by Keel, some 30 metres out from goal.
Oh, Bailey got a game next week, sharing that one with the coach.
It's always advisable, isn't it?
And how about the blind turn from Adam Forbes in the middle of the ground? A bit of showtime here at the Marty Bush Reserve.
Very impressive. As Keel will come in. I think he's looking for his second goal of the game. And looking to stretch the margin out to a game high 135 points. Keel comes in now. Set sail for goal to the southern end. Pulls it to the left. Just through for a minor score. 22-21, 153. Sebastopol leading the Swans 3-5-23. The margin is 130 points on the Ballarat's cheapest cars scoreboard. Ballarat's cheapest cars, where there's always a bargain.
The Swans have tried to pick their way through our defence all afternoon and realistically haven't had the foot skills or desire to get the ball forward to centre enough. Only 8 scoring shots for the afternoon to 43. The change of direction has never worked. The long kick hasn't worked. Let's see what they do on this occasion. High ball towards the outer side, coming there from Maple. Clark couldn't take the mark. Waiting there was Hutt. He'll send it inside, forward 50 again. Keel backing back, couldn't hang on with the marking contest. Looks to step inside, slipped over at the crucial moment, coughed it up. Incorrect disposal, however you see it. Will end up in, and the Swans getting the football. And around the grounds, it looks like the Devils, 8-6, 54. That's Darley leading Melton 7-5, 47.
So the Swans using the outer side of the ground. Long penetrative kick, juggling mark taken by the Borough on centre wing. And a push in the back's called. Despite the quality of the mark, it was an infringement against Powling, who plays on by hand. Gets it across to a Swans teammate, and they move it forward and find Gray. Not progressing the ball any great distance, using a bit of lateral movement. Here's Gray. He goes long along the line. His teammate, intended target, was Tom Mooney. Eventually kicking it forward, the Swans, and the ball bounces and takes a big wrong and is over the line to be thrown in. Some 25 metres around from the Swans goal. They're kicking to the northern end of Marty Bush Reserve, but they're in deficit by 130 points early doors, fourth term.
Sure, the message from Chris Maple from here for the Swans is, can we pinch a couple of goals, win the quarter, take some sort of positives into their final game next week? It's been all Sebastopol this afternoon at the Marty Bush Reserve in round 7 in action of the Ballarat Football Netball League. Powling gave it off to a teammate as a flying shot on goal, but the goalkeeper on the line, Jack Banbury's able to take the mark unopposed. Goes short to Jesse Clark. He kicks a strange one, but it might find Fletcher in the end. Went as high as far, probably went 16 metres high and 6 metres long. As Fletcher goes towards centre half back, that daring pass was looking there for Hutt. Another spin move from Forbes, coughed it up on this occasion. Liston, left foot kick will go inside 50. Opportunity for now for Prendergast. Gives it off to a teammate there in Stepnell. Look away, hand pass was a dodgy one to Simpson. He's getting tackled by a couple of Sebastopol players. And that's what will bring a smile on the face for Sebastopol today. Despite being up by 130 points, they're still tackling numbers so late in the game.
8 minutes gone on the D2E gym game clock as a long kick comes from Sebas. Kirby was the intended target, taken by Perry, shows good athleticism, fleet of foot, and finds his big man in Powling, who rewards him with Perry's continued run, offloads by hand, kick up the corridor, and the mark largely uncontested, and a diving one at that by Ethan Lawler, some 40 metres from defensive goal. Thanks to Harvey Norman, Ballarat and Temper Mattresses. This is the Rapid Tree Solutions fourth term from Marty Bush Reserve. The margin sits at 130 points to the favour of Sebastopol.
We're between half-back and centre wing on the far side. The coach, Keel, has it. They have the full switch over towards the broadcast side if they can work it. Lawler at full-back will find Banbury, who can continue on to Clark if he wants to in his defensive right-back pocket. He now has it. Although the Swans done well to get some coverage down the line, so he looks for a more daring option. Goes towards centre back, finds Dummett with the mark, as the Borough happy to possess and control the tempo as we close out the match here at the Marty Bush Reserve. Now he goes back to where we started, across the face of defensive goal, looking for Lawler, who has Keel in support if he needs. Lawler leaves it for his coach. He gives it off to Sanders at halfback. Steps around the Whoopie tackle towards his left side. Goes back to Keel. Got a fumble on with it, but continues to move the ball forward. Clever kick there by Hutt of the Ben variety. Finds Toby Hutt, who goes centre forward to lead of Keeble. Got it. Quick handballs off the latch. He'll go inside 50. Well, it was off the outside of the boot, so doesn't quite make it. Dummett, look away, hand pass. Found Lockyer. Spins on a dime. Goes back towards Banbury. Lowers his eyes and goes inside 50 and hits the chest of Widgery directly in front, 48 metres out or so from goal.
Yeah, look, boys, the oval, there's some tired fellas out there now. The oval looks to be getting heavier underfoot. It's stacked up pretty well. Bass looks like they've just kicked another one.
Yeah, Widgery played on quickly and found Ben Hutt by himself inside 50. He pops through his second goal of the afternoon. And the Borough, well, it's 23-21, 159, leading the Ballarat Swans 3-5-23, thanks to the Ballarat Cheapest Car scoreboard here at the 11-minute mark, thanks to the D2E Gym time clock.
Yeah, good observation down there, boundary side, Alex Brown, in terms of the fatigue that the players are experiencing. I suspect that we might have lost a couple of degrees in recent minutes. How is it down there?
Yeah, look, clouds, the classic Ballarat weather. We've had a good day today, so we can't ask so much more, but we'd be lucky to get away without having rain in the last sort of 10 to 15 minutes. So fingers crossed up there, boys.
Yeah, let's hope it stays that way for you as we see Powling move it along from the next ball up in the middle of Marty Bush Reserve. This fourth quarter brought to you by Rapid Tree Solutions, as we'll have another ball up just inside the Swans attacking 50. Of course, Rapid Tree Solutions, they provide fast, professional, reliable tree services for Ballarat and the surrounding areas.
Kirby and Powling both jostle, neither ruckman touch it. Coming through was Medwell. Perhaps up to centre half back will lock things up with a tackle. The Borough continue to find speed on the footy. Latch and Medwell, the main offenders, are running through the contest at multiple occasions, as Kirby's held without it, you would feel, and we'll get the free kick. A true centre half back for Sebastopol has impressed us all afternoon with his foot skills. Goes out towards centre wing. Nice ball by the Swans, brings it to ground. Quinlan goes inboard, finds Kennedy, wheels around to that natural left side, tries to pinpoint a target, but it's all Borough at home. Mark taken on the post there by Jesse Clark. He'll move it quickly towards true centre wing. Latch draws the man to give it towards Banbury. He'll go for a run. Piercing ball towards half forward. Hutt almost with the half volley. Couldn't quite collect. Perry got it away down the line to find Prendergast at full stretch. Couldn't hang on. Has support. Slipped over at the crucial moment. Clark went to ground. Held in between him and Perkins there on true centre wing on the broadcast side. We will get a ball up.
Boundary side for UPS. Lawson Prendergast a little bit slow to get up there on that occasion. Alex, any concerns?
No, he looks to be okay. Could have just been a little bit of fatigue. He might just having a bit of a rest there. It's been a long game for Ballarat, but he looks to be up and back around the contest. I'll keep an eye on him though for us.
Yeah, good work, Alex Brown. Thanks to UPS doing the boundary reporting today. Of course, we are keeping you updated injury-wise thanks to Restore Hand Therapy. Restore Hand Therapy. Don't let hand pain kill your game. Ball up, Kirby pulls it down with the left. Another fist came from Forbes there on that occasion. The Swans win it back. Succession of handballs cut off though on this occasion, and the Borough once again will do nicely, and they'll have a juggling mark taken by Liam Latch right on centre wing.
Hey, they all count, just maybe use your noggin or not. Mark's taken there by Latch, as you said, Wes, and he'll play on and go towards half forward to the lead of Hutt. Takes the marks, 65 from goal, continues to wheel around, pump the footy inside 50, loose players everywhere, and the mark should be taken by Fletcher. Now, will he pass it off to Lockyer or take onus on himself? The youngster has a couple this afternoon, and if he can go back and kick his third goal of the afternoon, with being an under-19s prospect, will do him no harms in keeping senior selection. Of course, the likes of Jed Hill will be chomping at the bit to get back next week to fight for that position inside forward 50. Fletcher with 3 goals would be undroppable, you would think, as he comes in and misses everything out on the full. And thanks to the D2E time clock, we've played 14 minutes with the ball now deep inside 50 for Sebastopol, but in the hands of the Swans defence.
Well, it was a 10-goal third quarter by Sebas. They've kicked just one in this fourth term. Fourth term quarter sponsor, of course, Rapid Solutions. And the ball from the Swans kicked along the line, fisted over the boundary line, and the boundary umpire will come into play some 70 metres around from the Sebas goals. They're in the ascendancy on the scoreboard by 136. That's the scoreboard provided by Ballarat's cheapest cars, where there's always a bargain.
We get back underway with Kirby taking front position. Powling did well to reach over the top, only found Forbes with the knockdown. It's brought to the turf and is pinned holding the ball. We've seen him a few times with a few turns and shake and bakes trying to get away from the whoopie tackle. This time Tom Mooney got him on the defensive side of centre wing. Had a quiet afternoon for his standards, was one of the Swans' best last week in their upset victory over Redan. Goes just the required 15 to find a target there in Quinlan. And the left footer will load up a long one down the line, looking for the tall timber. It's knocked out of bounds there by Snowden and we'll get a ball in. And that's been the one thing I've noticed in the observations today is Ballarat's inability to really have an impact down the line, just lacking the height and aerial prowess compared to Sebas this afternoon.
Oh, look, they're noticeably a younger, less physical side. There's no question of that at all. And sometimes clubs just go through periods of development, particularly with some seriously good players missing through injury. But they go forward now. This is an opportunity emerging for the Swans. Awkward bouncing sort of football. Look at this though. The Borough's got numbers back. Jesse Clark with a little kick. No fear at all going into the corridor. And now they're able to bring it away using the commentary side of the ground. Ethan Lawler takes the bounce, so the ground holding up all right for him. He kicks towards centre wing. Ball at ground level now, taken by Lockyer. Sweeping handball over the top. Taken by Bailey Medwell. Medwell back in board. Once again, a succession of handballs as Veal got involved. The kick now from Keyball is to the near side. I thought we were lining up for one of the goals of the day, courtesy of Total Tools, locally owned and operated. Alas, it was to the right, and it was through for a minor score. Sebastopol 23-22, 160, leading by 137 points. On the Ballarat's cheapest car scoreboard, Ballarat Swans 3-5-23.
Constable looks up broadcast side. Wilkinson floats across, takes the mark unopposed. Been fantastic with 4 goals this afternoon. A spearing pass inside 50, was looking for Keel, couldn't quite hang on with the bullet of the pass that it was. Ballarat tried to clear, but throwing out was Constable in the tackle, and Widgery will be rewarded. He's going to get an opportunity to hit the scoreboard and become the 15th individual goal kicker this afternoon for Sebas on a 45-degree angle right behind this kick, about 40 metres out or so at the 17-minute mark on the D2E gym time clock. Widgery will shoot from 40, starts his slow, methodical approach to the goal face to add another one to the score sheet for the Borough. Comes in, high kick on its way, Gompie does a merry dance and fades across the face. 23-23, 161, Sebas lead Ballarat 3-5-23 on the Ballarat Cheapest Cars scoreboard as we have a score update from around the grounds in the big 1 and 2 clash. The Devils, Darley 10-6-6-6, lead Melton 7-6-48, and that victory for Darley, if they continue to hold on, will secure them second place on the ladder in the Ballarat Footy League. It means they'll meet Melton in the first week of finals.
Well, that was a long penetrative kick from the kick-in by the Swans, and now they can progress the ball with great confidence. They have it on centre wing, handball option. Now they're trying to open up an opportunity as they come in board now, and it's taken by Paddy Simpson. So Simpson goes short, just misses Tristan Maple with the kick, and as a consequence it bounces out of bounds to be thrown in just forward of centre wing. The Swans in attack, 3-5-23 the Swans. They trail Sebastopol 23-23, 161 in this fourth quarter, provided by Rapid Tree Solutions, providing fast, professional, reliable tree services for Ballarat and surrounding areas.
Get back underway here with Hutt taking front position and winning it down. But Ballarat the coldface win this one and send it inside 50, but to no one in particular. Clark has a paddock to work with by himself in defence. Was going to go actually to Banbury, but he slipped over, so it looks to go more brave with the corridor kick. And why wouldn't you? Lace out, found Hutt off there towards Veal. Now Forbes, sweeping ball, should find Keel. He goes inside looking for Medwell. Stiff arm was superb. Had the loose player in Wilkinson. They could get it there. Keel trying to add support, and in the end, they were queuing up, going into attack the Borough. They just couldn't get the clean penetration on the football. Ball's gone out of play.
Jordan Crone having a good old laugh at Jack Banbury's efforts there, and he was wheeling back on the back foot and he just stumbled. There was no one anywhere near him, but they can all have a good old laugh about it. They're in the ascendancy by some 138 points, so understandably they're feeling pretty chipper right at the moment. The Swans have it in defensive 50, but they kick only so far as Banbury spills the mark on this occasion, but he's got ample time with which to gather possession and then goes towards the lead in the pocket. The call was for a little bit deeper, and he went a little bit shallower, and as a consequence, it's been picked off by the Swans, 30 from defensive goal.
I'd be happy with how they've closed out the game here, Ballarat. It's particularly behind the footy. A few intercept grabs. That one was by Wardley. Went down the line and chopping the arms. And a free kick will go the way of McGrath. Defensive side of centre wing on the outer side.
Guys, it looks like they've put Lockie Cassidy 2 on ice, so he probably won't take any further part down here for the rest of the game. Going to save him for a big run of finals. They're one of their top tier players as well.
Thank you very much, Alex Brown on the boundary line. Thanks to UPS and getting the update on course. Lockie Cassidy returning from injury this week. In the thick of things early was superb, and probably the smart thing just to put one of their Rolls Royces, if you will, on ice as we approach the final siren here at the Marty Bush Reserve. Back underway with Hutt just kicking out mid-air. Veal, look away hand pass was a sharp one for Forbes. He tried to keep it in, but couldn't con the boundary umpire into that one, and we'll get a ball in.
East Point 22-13, 145. Lead Lake Wendouree 3-5-23. And Bacchus Marsh 12-9-81. In the ascendancy over Sunbury 10-13, 73. Ball thrown back in here at Marty Bush Reserve. It's 138 points separating the two sides. Taking possession for the Swans was Tom Mooney, and he's beset upon by a number of Sebastopol players. Both sides playing the game out well across the course of this fourth term, and the Swans certainly battling on despite the fact that they're well down, and Sebas at the same time showing great intensity. Awkward bouncing football there on that occasion for Reece Perry. It bounced well away from him despite the fact that it looked like it was settling at his feet, and now the umpire comes into play and will throw it up some 55 metres out from the Sebas goal.
Hutt wins it down, but taken away there by Liston. He'll flip over top more and hope than anything. Clark able to keep it alive. No, he's not. He tried to con the umpire, but out of bounds it went. And just touching on some other around the ground scores, Redan 33-10, 208, lead Melton South to sell as well as 4-7-31. And of course, just touching again, Darley 10-6, 66, lead Melton 7-6, 48. So a slight upset there with the Devils, but a bigger upset for their crosstown rivals. Bacchus Marsh in control over Sunbury. That could still yet shape the top six in the Ballarat Football Netball League, so we'll keep a close eye on that.
That's what you want to see happen for the sides that are maybe placed lower on the ladder, is that they can at least shake things up and make things a little bit tricky for the upper echelon sides in the competition as the skies continue to darken here at Marty Bush Reserve. I'm hoping that Alex, boundary side, you're still able to see things pretty well.
Yeah, I am. Only just, though. Geez, Ballarat weather just does amazing things down here every now and then. We go sunny to a bit overcast to almost night time in a matter of minutes.
Do you want to find Phil, the team manager, and tell him to turn the lights on, or is he having a nap?
He'd be having a nap, I reckon.
Ballarat at half forward, working inside 50 towards the hot spot. Backing back is Gray, and he'll be paid the mark, 30 out from goal. And maybe a bit of reward on the score sheet for the Swans, who have ran out the game pretty hard, to has to be said. Their tiring young legs have been smashed in all KPIs across the afternoon, but if Gray can kick his second, and the Swans fourth for the afternoon at the 23-minute mark on the D2E Gym time clock, I think Chris Maple will have a couple nicer words to say at his final address this afternoon. Gray starts his approach from 35, the kicking second, steers it near side, and
Just leant back on that.
His first strike was pretty ordinary too, has to be said, after the siren in the second quarter. He wobbled that one through to big sticks, couldn't do it this time. 23-23, 161, Sebastopol lead. Ballarat Swans 3-6-24 on the Ballarat Cheapest Cars scoreboard.
So Sebas clear from the kick in. Could have been a hold there, but nonetheless Toby Hutt takes the mark anyway. So they've covered good distance already. Toby Hutt will go to the lead of Keel. Keel marks and immediately offloads to a hard-running Keeble. Keeble pumps it in. How's this transition by Sebastopol? Kirby takes the mark at the top of the goal square. Wow, that was fantastic stuff by Sebastopol. The speed with which they were able to move this forward. One of the highlights of the Harvey Norman, Ballarat and Temper Mattresses and Rapid Tree Solutions fourth quarter, as Kirby comes in and he has no difficulty whatsoever kicking another goal for Sebas. Their second of the term. They move along to 24-23, 167 now, 143-point leaders over Ballarat 3-6-24. And I tell you what, if Sebas can continue to move the ball like that throughout the remainder of this season, they are really going to pose some headaches for opposition clubs.
Yeah, you can't stop that, can you, Wes? I mean, that's just end-to-end stuff that no side in this competition, maybe even any competition, could stop. And the biggest man in the field, Arnold Kirby at full forward, just kicks his second of the afternoon.
He's been good today.
And he's just the modern day ruckman. He's hit the score sheet, he's had plenty of the footy, he's been dominant in the hit out stakes. A real complete performance from the big man from Tennant Creek. Back underway here, the Borough will continue to move on through Lockyer. Hamble will find Hutt. We'll go top towards Latch. Deep kick inside 50's a wobbly one. Bounces at the back, tough to deal with for the defence. A bit of a chaos ball, if you will. Constable forced to handball only as far as Medwell. He was probably running a bit too fast to pop that between the big two sticks. Couldn't steady and pops it through for a minor score. 24-24, 168. Sebas lead Ballarat 3-6-24 on the Ballarat Cheapest Cars scoreboard here at the Marty Bush Reserve. We played 26 minutes on the D2E gym time clock.
Who have you been your players, Wes, from today?
Oh, take your pick. When it comes to Sebas, they've had winners across every line, haven't they? But I want to reiterate the fact that if Sebas have got Jesse Clark in finals, let me tell you, that is going to be a really big edge that they're going to enjoy. The ball some 60 metres outside of the Sebas goal. 50. There's Kirby once again. Tries to pump it back in. Does so successfully. Taken by Keeble. Front and square. Swings onto the left. Kicks it sky high. The leap will come. Oh, almost a good mark taken. Could have been a contender for our Hewitt and Whitty mark of the day, but the ball spilt free. Eventually a shot on goal comes from the Boroughs, and it is just to the left of the goal scoring zone. No score, and the distance between the two clubs will remain at 144 points on the Ballarat's Cheapest Cars scoreboard.
The Swans will just slow the tempo and take the oxygen out from here, you would think. Damage been done on the score sheet by the Borough throughout the afternoon as Garner goes long and high towards the outer side. McGrath can take the mark. Ball brought to the ground there for Widgery. Gives it off there towards Lockyer to the goal line. Goal umpire on the line says it was touched. And it's gone through for a minor score as Sebas moved to 24-25, 169 to 3-6-24 on the Ballarat Cheapest Cars scoreboard. The Swans look to move it quickly, but only get as far as Keel at half forward. He ran out of real estate trying to keep that football in, despite trying to question with the young boundary umpire. Luke Keel, you're not going to get your way, we'll get a ball in. I think you've had enough go all right for Sebas side of things today, you would have thought, though, Whip.
I think he's never happy a coach, are they? Up by 150 and still not happy.
Fisted away. Fumbled there by Sebas on that occasion. It was Forbes, the pack forms, and we'll have another ball up. I dare say that both clubs will be pretty happy that we haven't had to talk about the Restore Hand Therapy injury update too often with you today, Alex, because there haven't been too many concerns apart from those couple of mummified players, one for each side, Reece Perry and also Luke Keel. And here we go, ball back in action between the interchange gates. Sweeping handball to the advantage of Banbury. Banbury successfully evades a tackle, feigns to handball, eventually does. Sweeping handball across to Hutt. Hutt swings onto his right, scrubbing sort of kick forward. Nice work once again by Sebas as they are going to go into a very congested inside 50 courtesy of Clark. Finds Kirby, who takes the mark as the siren sounds to end our clash here at Marty Bush Reserve. Kirby is going to have a shot after the siren, kicking for number 3, kicking for the 25th major for Sebastopol, and maybe extend the lead to the 151 mark. He comes in now, pretty much directly in front. He sets sail for goal. The goal umpire barely has to move. His teammates flood to him. Kirby's got 3. Sebastopol kicked their 25th of the game and finished 25-25, 175, 151-point winners over the Ballarat Swans. 3-6-24 on the Ballarat's cheapest cars scoreboard. Ballarat's cheapest cars, where there's always a bargain. And that concludes our fourth quarter, thanks to Rapid Tree Solutions. Rapid Tree Solutions, they provide fast, professional, reliable tree services for Ballarat and surrounding areas, and no doubt that is the most emphatic way to complete our fourth quarter and our contest here, thanks to Harvey Norman, Ballarat and Tempur mattresses, and thanks to 3BA Football's #1 ticket holder, Harvey Norman, Ballarat and Tempur mattresses.
Yeah, what a fantastic win for Sebas. A real, I guess, statement of their lethal potential, I guess, come the final series to not just win, but win emphatically like that. Put together a real four-quarter performance, 25-25, 50 scoring shots is a massive day at the office. And, you know, it'd be a tough day for Hensel medal votes if you're an umpire today, because there's really 22 blokes from one side that all contributed in some way this afternoon. And, you know, it just shows that the Borough, they'll finish most likely third in the ladder, but will be, once again, after going so close the last couple of seasons in the Ballarat Football Netball League, runners up 2 years in a row, might be trying to go that one step further and win their first premiership in the Ballarat Football Netball League ever.
Well, it was what we spoke about so much last year in the lead into the 2022 decider, and obviously they went within a kick, didn't they, really? They were just edged out by Melton in a very tight contest in heavy conditions there at Mars Stadium, but yeah, that's a most emphatic display by Sebastopol.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't do it much better if you're Luke Keele or Mick Colombo. And, you know,